Is a
Like
place
where that
called
big tower is, that's what I want to go to.
Oh, okay. All right, everybody ready here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast. First thing that
Okay.
rings.
So,
I move.
last we joined our friends on this journey, you guys all ended up meeting each other, a group of unlikely and motley colors in the town of Jopinscape, on the northern side of the Breszi Empire. The town came under attack shortly after you had breakfast. It seemed like some hobgoblins and goblins gave the town trouble, an unlikely occurrence in the Breszi Empire. However, Thalwyn Kinma, the lawmaster of Jopinscape, soon gathered together the victors from the party and offered them a bounty of 750 marrows and gold pieces if they did so. So, making their way, eliminating possibilities one by one, you all came to the Bellow Range, where you seemed to eliminate the source of this local scourge. You discovered a mine that seemed lost to time, had relics of the Cruidal propellancy, as well as after defeating the two twin captains seemingly in charge, came to discover a note, a missive left unsent by seemingly one of the denizens. However, we currently find all of our interesting colored friends on the ridge at the top of the Bellow Range. You can see before you, across the Vinier's Walk, the road, the path, many miles away, you can see the Gravenden Range peaking, and then beyond that, the Venbor. Off to your right, the very barest hint of a shoreline, and to your left, an unbidden range of swamps that seems to never end. I believe the next task was going to see if you could find your horses, stashed just on the side of the Bellow Range. So, as the Chronicles pages turn once more, what is it that you all would like to do?
Find my horse.
Okay. You currently
Yeah, I wanna
begin on the cold top of the Bellow Range, and you make your way far down. It's about a 45-minute descent as you slowly make your way down, careful to not trip, down the Bellow Range. You do make your way around the northern side of the Bellow Range, and as you crest over the side of the mountains as you make your final descent, you do see, tied up by some of the rocks and the trees, your horses and cart as you left them.
Thank God.
Safe and sound.
We murdered a lot of horses.
It has been almost a day and a quarter at this point, or a day and a half, or at least a night, I should say. Drusk, you easily get the sense they're pretty unhappy with their current state, having been unfed.
I'll cast Goodberry,
Okay.
and I'll feed the horses.
As you hold out your palm and they both slowly nuzzle the singular small berry, a rather uncanny sight for some of you, the horses just seem to kind of calm down a little bit. You have before you your cart.
I will pass the rest of the berries out to anyone else who would like to eat.
Guess I do need to eat, so
They have the added benefit of healing you 1 hit point if you need it.
I'm gonna take
I
one
don't-
from my backpack.
Okay.
I'll eat it just so I don't have to starve.
That leaves me with 1 left.
All right.
So I guess now we head into town. Which way is that?
Do we know? DM?
You, Zessarin, you, Draku, and Gardak, you are all aware that, especially as you descend, that you can head just to the west and past the Gravenden Range. It's about a day and a half's journey. It's currently midday. About a day and a half's journey is how long it may take on a horse and cart to get to the Azure Grove.
Okay. Then I will point to the west. Say this.
So we're all in agreement?
Hi.
Yeah, I guess we'll head that way.
Okay.
All right, I will tie the horses back to the cart and I guess lead them west.
Sure. As you proceed only a short while up the north road, it does split off. Zessarin, You've been through here twice now. Once heading this very same direction, and then again after meeting many of your newfound grouplings. This is a familiar split to most of you as well, as this is your first time through. But instead of going straight on the Jopinscape, we're taking a left along the Savamark Road and the Azure Way.
Yep.
Very well. I will remind you, players, that travel is a good time to accomplish many things, including talking amongst yourselves or doing things individually. So, you have before you about a day and a half of travel. It's currently midday. You guys are pretty much free to do anything specifically you would like. Otherwise, we can fast forward to the first night.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah, I'll just keep my eyes out for any more goblins, any threats, anything that seems like it might slow us down or impede us the rest of the day.
Go ahead and make a
Can
perception
I
check.
look at spells and prepare spells? Different spells that I want to do?
As part of a long rest, you can prepare different spells. You guys are actually technically not level 3 just yet. You will be when you take your first rest.
Oh, okay.
But you
So-
may prepare any spells that you wish now, if you like.
Wasn't that is our rest, or it's after our rest?
Well, as you're traveling, it's after your rest, technically, in the morning. But as you're traveling, because it takes you a bit of time with a wizard to figure out what you've got, go ahead and start applying spells if you want to swap out any. What'd you get, Drusk?
12 total. I would also like to mention, if we're not level 3 yet, I cannot cast Goodberry. Everyone is still hungry and pissed.
I'll let it slide. It's a minor thing for the horses to be fed. They did provide feed as well, so it doesn't matter either way.
Oh, yeah, well then
The horses
Sure.
were relatively fed. Otherwise, you would not have taken off in the first place.
That's fair.
Okay. So, as the sun begins to set, you actually are coming upon the Gravenden Range, a larger mountain range than the Bellow Range. You see the rocks here are actually smoother and less jagged than the Bellow Range. You're still well on the road to the Azure Grove, a path only familiar to you, Gardak. Although Draku and Zestrin, you both are aware of it, you just haven't traveled it specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Are we looking for a place to stop for the night?
Yeah, I think it's probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try to keep my eye out for something off the path and kind of somewhere where we can like hide the cart and the horses so we're not directly in line of sight.
As you're traveling, and the Gravenden Range now looming above you, there is a interestingly small grove of trees. Pulling the cart into it, you find a decent place to hitch the horses. And about 30 feet away, you see before you a small, constantly cascading waterfall, falling into a small pond, or tiny lake, I should say. On it, once you guys make your way there, you see fog that is just covering the first 2 or 3 inches of the lake, hovering above it. And inside you see various dark forms as little fish swim around, and it looks like a good place to rest.
I will. I want to jump in the little pond and just kind of float to the bottom for a little bit.
Okay. Jumping in, you all watch as Drusk kind of splooshes in. The fog kind of making this puff as he goes in. Drusk, the water is cold, having come from the Gravenden Range. So as all this cold water hits you, you're just kind of floating there for a minute. As you descend almost to the bottom, holding your breath, you see various small little cylindrical shaped fish, some a little bit more flat along each side. They just kind of brush past you, a couple brush your skin, your scales. But you have a quiet moment in the water.
All right, I'll just hang out there for like, I don't know, 10-ish
Sure.
minutes.
The rest of you all getting together a campfire or no?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
Do
I
we
think-
want to attract a bunch of people?
Well, you are in a small grove of trees. You don't know if the light will permeate out or not. It's up to you.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, it's not hard to gather together a small fire. I believe some of you have the tinderbox or the means to create a fire. As the night begins to set, are we taking watches here?
Sure, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go second.
Okay. Third watch?
I'll go second.
I'll
Or
do
I'll go
third.
third.
Oh,
I'll do third because I can get a short rest in before.
Okay. First watch, go ahead and make your perception checks.
13.
13. Okay. What'd you get, Dylan?
11.
11? You're both keeping eyes on the perimeter. Both of you with your dark vision, able to just see the gently blowing trees. I will say at this point, oh geez, that was a little loud, wasn't it? And not at all what I wanted. Good to know. Rox, as you settle in, you're thinking about the journey that you've had thus far. And you kind of checking over your belongings while you're sitting by Draku. You do see the totem that you acquired quite a while ago. Looking it over, flipping it, you see a small crease, indentation at the bottom.
One that I haven't noticed before.
You never carefully inspected it.
Okay. I would like to carefully inspect.
Okay. You see the small crease has almost a little indentation, and sliding your finger underneath it, you find that it actually pops open. And within, a small, similar carved figure of a small animal. And as you pull it out, that figure itself has a little dowel, a little piece of wood in it. You kind of slide it out, and you can see very clearly through both the figure that is you and the figure of the animal. Looks like you could draw a string through it, that it could be a necklace of form. Immediately, your mind is drawn back to the words left for you, that it could be your totem for strength. Your rest completes without issue.
Okay.
Second watch. Perception checks, sorry.
I got it. I'll be second watch.
Okay.
I'd have disadvantage because I don't have dark vision, right?
That is true.
That's cocked. Oh, yeah, that's fine. 11.
11. Keeping eyes out. Luckily, you found a grove. The waterfall's noise is kind of permeating your ears. And for the moment, seems rather safe. Your watch does pass without issue. I believe we're on third and final watch with Gardak and Maslin.
Sure.
I got a nat 20 on my perception check.
Nice.
Eee.
Big 12.
Can I run a nature check too without abandoning my post? Just see if I can find a spider web anywhere nearby.
Actually, along the edges of the lake, you see various small spiders. And you are able to fetch one up, if that's what you'd like to do.
I'm just going to take part of its web. I'm not going to take the spider, and I'm not going to take the whole web. But
Sure.
I'll sort of be playing with the web in a strange fashion.
Okay.
I actually need one too.
Yeah.
Dylan, what happened to your voice? You sound like super...
Huh?
Your voice sounds really deep.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Talking quietly.
Oh, never mind, never mind.
Gardak. As you're sitting there, the peace of the night, you see the stars above. You think back on old times. Serving the armor that you now wear again. It's been a long time. You also think of the battle against the hobgoblins just previous day, or previous midday. The final image of his neck being sundered by rocks, pushing the axe through her, using her boot through his neck. You see yourself in a visual image practicing your art form, Kiruni. And you only wish maybe if you can step up and take control and direct your allies. they'll do better with you. Congratulations on being Battle Master.
What?
She took the Battle Master archetype. So.
Ooh.
I don't
Changed
know
my
what that
mind.
means.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
No,
Then-
no, I changed my mind. I was going to do champion, and I changed to battle master. So
Okay.
you're right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Draku, as you're sitting there in the quiet of night, no longer on your rest or on your watch, but as you hear the cascading noises of the waterfall, and it permeates your ears, you think of your past, letting your thoughts drift as the sounds of this nearby Fogged Lakes waterfall permeates your ears. You let your mind conjure images as you think of the auburn hair of your mother. Your mental vision shifts. You see the dim light of the card-sheathed den centered on the table. Again, it changes. A brick red hand wrapped around various coin of color. Your hand. It changes again. You see the smirk of Captain Ludi against the background of the bay at night, the large, looming figure of Bez just behind her, both looking at you fondly. It changes again. The images of 3 ship hulls blotting out the stars in the sky. Again, your vision changes. The dark street of Jopinscape, the faintest of light billowing from the windows of a double-story building. Your vision goes to change once more. As the colors morph and shift, they are suddenly cut off.
It's gonna kill me in my sleep.
Darkness settles over your mind. You are unable to move, unable to form a coherent thought, unable to speak. You see a singular point of light. Sorry, I gotta turn this down. It's so fucking loud. You see a singular point of light upon the ground. What feels like minutes pass, your mind being held in a vice. Until a figure emerges, baked over by the top light. A familiar form to you, an elvish figure, in a similar colored robe to your own, the dark purples shimmering under the light. As he approaches, without the mouth moving, he says, "Ah, Draku, I knew you would be a good choice. I foresaw that you would do well with my gift, yes, but I never anticipated where you find yourself now. They really are quite the troop. Each one more intriguing than the last. You were even upsetting some of the other players vying for the dais. And only so early. Quite the achievement I didn't expect. It's a good thing that I shroud your importance from them until your time comes. I can't wait. Until it does, however, as your benefactor, well, I'll be keeping up my end of the bargain." And he reaches down, you still unable to move, grabs your arm, a cold grip, so you begin to sweat. And he grabs your arm and holds it up between you and him, your hand. And in your hand is 3 pieces of parchment, all empty, except for the signature on them, your signature. As your eyes focus back to the elvish figure's face, there's a twisted smirk. He slowly backs out of the light, receding into darkness. The third watch completes without issue. As morning comes, you all awaken.
Kitty.
Draku, as you wake up, getting all your gear together, you reach into your coat. You feel a little form that wasn't there before. And you pull it out, and it's the same 3 pieces of parchment with your signature on them. And as you look at them, your signature fades away from the parchment. So, morning comes. You all gather your various things, I suppose. We continuing on the road to the Azure Grove?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll cast breakfast.
Okay. Is that a moniker for Goodberry?
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Here you go, guys. It's not much, but keep you from getting hungry.
It'll do.
Thank you for the substance.
Y'all ready to head out?
I'll eat my rations for the day, so you can keep an extra.
1, 2, 4, 5,
I'll take the extra.
6. Okay. I'll feed the horses actual feed.
Okay.
To leave me with 4.
Good to know. Gathering your things and scrabbling back up onto the cart. It's yet another almost full day of travel.
While we're traveling, I'd like to kind of fiddle with the little part of my totem that could be a necklace and kind of like shave off a little bit of rope and make it into a necklace, like braid it where it's not gonna get lost.
You all have a moment to see in various states. You're not exactly paying super close attention. Rocks holds a small carved wooden figure. It is of her, as well as there is another small carved figure of some small animal. You're not exactly certain without looking at it in detail. She takes a piece of string and rope and runs it through both, as the wooden dowel was through both of them to hold them within. Takes it and places it as a necklace around her neck. I once again remind you guys, you have about almost a full days of travel. You can do anything by yourself or conversation amongst others as we go. Otherwise, we can fast forward to the Azure Grove.
Can someone else drive today? I got some stuff I want to work on.
I'll take the reins.
Thank you.
DM, while we drive, can I use the last of my herbs to make a potion?
Yeah, you could. Go ahead and make a nature check for me. Or did we decide it was medicine? I can't remember.
I think it's the same roll for me.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Go ahead and make a nature check, as you are distilling ingredients in this moment. Or should I say
He makes me
combining
do
them.
medicine in his game.
It's different for Drusk. He's a druid.
Oh no, they are not. They are not the same for me.
Fair.
They are very different.
Which one is higher? Because I know we agreed on the
Medicine.
higher one. Okay, then do a medicine check.
17.
17. You all watch as Drusk begins to fiddle with some various wrappings and leaves and makes it together something that you guys did see passed out to you before, potions of healing.
When I finish it, I will hand it to Gardak.
I said I'd owe you one.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to do during the day?
I think I'm good.
Nope. Ready to go.
Cool. Near the almost end of your day's travel, the sun not fully set, nor it's receding in the sky, but it hasn't set in any means. You finally lay eyes upon your goal for the moment, the Azure Grove. You can see various buildings scattered as the land dips inward around the edges of the town. Most of the buildings are a decent distance from one another, not quite as closely packed as they were on Jobinscape. Scattered in between, growing freely, are dozens of trees whose leaves begin green, but at the tips have a blue coloration to them. Various bits of vinery grips their trunks as faint wisps of smoke drift from what you assume to be chimneys within. Welcome to the Azure Grove. As you guys make your way into the center, going down, it's descending inward. You're traveling along the road here, and you see various townsfolk gathering what little bits of a harvest are left. You see most of them picking small blue fruits that are in the shape of little discs from trees. Making your way down, you see various people, half-elf, an elf, a couple humans. Anyone in particular you want to talk to? I will say, as you get a little further in, there is a green-furred firbolg. The bristle of hair on the top and a thick beard, currently wearing a straw hat weaved out of hemp and straw. And as he's kind of picking one of those similar blue fruits from a tree, he looks over at you and this big toothy grin comes across his face. He seems very happy to see anyone at this moment. But he just kind of watches you as you guys go by, unless you guys want to stop and say anything to him.
I think you have this one.
And I'll touch Draku on the back, and I will cast Enhance. Don't have it prepped. Never mind. I will do nothing. I'll touch him on the back and be like, I think you got this one.
You could have prepped it this morning if you wanted to.
I did, but I had already picked my spells for today, and I didn't, so it's fine.
If it was your intention to have it at the start of the day, you can have it.
Nope, I'll
Because
fuck that one up.
I know preparing spells can be kind of a mess.
Nah, no.
Can you make him believe that you cast it then?
I'll give him some encouragement.
Sure.
And then I'll just wave at the guy.
Yeah, I want to wave at the guy too.
This Fearbolg slowly lowers a basket that he was putting these fruits into and walks over near the fence that currently corners what you assume to be his property. He says, "Oh, hello there. We got some visitors to the Azure Grove, Well, I'm quite happy to see you. I am actually Fenren Varric. Are you guys just traveling through, or
I actually don't remember.
can I
Are
do
we
for
traveling
you?"
through?
We're actually here on business, I think.
Oh, well, maybe I can help you with that. What kind of business are we thinking of here?
We were told by Thalin Kinma that there would be money here
As soon
at
as
the
you
end of our quest.
As soon as you mention Thalin Kinma, his face kind of turns to like almost a frown, and his brows pinched together. And he sent you on a quest, Kind of quest was it?
Murder.
Oh, well, I'm afraid I wouldn't know anything about that. I just kind of run things and pick the leaves, the fruit.
You're doing a great job.
Well, I did get some writing in the mail from Thalin himself. I think you guys might be the ones that I was supposed to look for. Welcome to the Azure Grove. I'm the lawmaster here. Well, for what that counts.
So the guy lawmaster gonna murder someone.
I think you guys are probably here for your reward. Did your journey go successful? Or he just said a scourge needed to be eliminated in the Bellow range.
It was very successful.
Oh, okay. Well, don't really have much of a storehouse. I kind of just put it by my front door if you guys want it.
Yeah.
Climb on down off that cart and follow me. And as you all walk towards a simple, humble abode, the vines growing along the sides of the building and these blue leaves falling from the trees, he kind of glances back over his shoulder. Well, you guys all here for the Garnend Festival as well, or you gonna be in town long?
Can't say I've
What
heard of
of
it.
this festival?
The what?
Oh, Garnend. Zesserin and Gardak, you're familiar with this. This is the end of, this is about to be the fall equinox. And this is the moment when most of the gathering of various fruits and goods are completed. Garnend usually isn't a big thing, but he's certainly talking like it is.
When is this festival?
Well, it's actually tomorrow. Most of the people are probably down the street a little bit, prepping for the festival. You can always spend a little bit of time around here if you wanted to stay.
You got any shop?
Yeah, actually. I was gonna suggest you stay at the Full Weave. It's an inn. But if you want, what kind of shop we looking for? Because I think Fawn's Goods could go your way.
What does he sell?
Oh, he's just a curious old crew in that one. He just a general store. He sells all sorts of oddities and ends. If you guys are looking for a bit more of, oh, I see, kitted out. You might be interested in Genfil's Revelation then. He's a kind of an enchanter and a tincture maker. Little out of sorts here. I think you might like him though.
Who just arrived?
And as he shows up at his door, he swings it open. There's no lock on his door. It doesn't even really have much of a handle. It's just a push door. And just inside, like he said, is a small rucksack and as he picks it up. Ooh, and kind of plops it on the nearby table. If you guys take a moment to count, it is indeed 750 gold pieces in Meros, the currency of the Breszi Empire. You may divvy that up how you wish.
Alright.
And do pay mind, I did take a look at some of your guys' inventories. You still have the items that you got, as well as some of the gemstones and the armlet, some other stuff like that from your trip to the Bellow Range, which I did not see yet was divvied up. Well, there's your reward. I'm always happy to do something for the Empire. They kind of leave us alone, mostly. But I suggest you stay for Garnend. You find it's quite fun. A lot of the people from the Iodine Accord and elsewhere come around. Unless you have business, something pressing.
I mean, not at this exact moment. Do we?
Do you?
I don't think so.
Might as well stay.
It might be worth it to investigate. See what local gossip there is.
I
That
could
as
use
well.
a festival.
Beer.
I think we could all blow off some steam.
Okay. Well, I hope you stay. The full weave shouldn't be too expensive, not with what you just got there. So go ahead and head on over and see Covell. She'll take care of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, stick around today. You can maybe, if you want, you can help put up decorations, but we've got it well in hand, as well as some of the visitors. Yeah, stick around, see what you want. Shop around if you like. We always like patronage. And you see he kind of picks back up that basket full of these circular, they're like discs, the fruit that grows on these trees. They're very thin. And he picks up a basket again and goes, well, I'll get to the last bits of it.
DM, do I get a?
Anyway,
Is this guy fucking with us, or is this just his demeanor?
Make an insight check.
I think it's demeanor, but that's just me.
Yeah, I get weird vibes though. That was a fucking journey to watch that dice. Holy shit. That's gonna be good. I just need to figure out what the plus is. Insight?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not 19.
Yeah, you're taking a moment and looking him over. He's just, he kind of, even as you're taking a moment, like trying to reassess the situation, he's just there with a dumb grin on his face. And as you kind of look at him, he just kind of shrugs again. And you realize this guy declared himself lawmaster of the town. He had your gold. What
was his name again? Sorry.
Fenren Varik.
Fenren.
He declared himself Varic.
Varic.
V-A-R-I-C.
V-R-I-C. Thank you.
But you get a pretty good read and reassessing the situation. You just kind of, you get the sense if you stood there for a couple minutes and stared at him, he'd do the same to you. And probably do nothing beyond shrug and smile. Seems to be just his demeanor.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a fool.
I'm satisfied with that.
So, the Azure Grove lies before you. Do you guys want to take time to divvy up your items currently, or are we pressing in?
I don't understand what to do with this money. Do I have to really keep it separated by zone?
No. As I described before, the currency is so that you know where it's from, which can tell you a lot in nature of the currency that came with that letter that you found in the Bellow Range. But it all spends the same. You might get funny looks spending older currencies, but functionally they are the same.
Alright, so I don't have to, like, actually stuff in my inventory, like my written inventory.
No.
Okay.
You can if you want, and it would be helpful.
What do you want to do? Do you want to divvy up or what? I don't care.
As I would say, I would like my share so I can procure components.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I think we'll take the time. Take care of it.
Can I just have that crystal?
The blue one?
Yeah, the blue one.
I mean, I don't have any use for it, so sure.
Thank you. I think maybe we should divide this up at the tavern, though. Not
Yeah, maybe not in the middle of the
across.
street.
Yeah.
We're walking. We're walking and chatting,
Okay.
heading to the tavern.
With the horses.
With the horses.
Yeah, as you grab the horses in the cart by the reins, making your way to the full weave. Then
So
I'm
you
making
think
way
I
to the half weave.
Is there anything I can do to help those horses? Like, to be kind of just like fucking in their asses outside for a day and a half?
no, I mean, if you want to give them more feed or talk to them reassuringly, if you can communicate in any manner, go right ahead.
Ian speaks horse.
Yeah, Zestrin speaks.
Does
horse.
he?
Nope.
No, I do
No.
not.
I haven't read in a while, but would speak languages allow me to speak horses?
No,
Or is it just
you
specific
it's,
language.
It's you need the spell speak with animals, which I have, but not today.
Oh, holy shit! I do too.
You have it now.
You do, because you are now a totem barbarian. Congratulations.
Dope.
I thought you knew that was coming, and it was a deliberate choice. Look at that. It was a deliberate choice, and you did know it was coming. How about that? Yep, gotcha. So, I do have on my notes, because I dug back, the items that you got if you want to go over them again.
I have. Tell me when I mess up. We had a combined total from what we found in the dungeon, plus what we got for the quest reward, 910 gold to be split, 210 silver, 100 copper.
Yeah.
We had the brass armlet with the purple gem, which was identified to be the Ghostwalker's amulet.
Not correct, but it is just a brass armlet. It's not a magical item of any form.
Sorry.
More of an art piece. You did find the Ghostwalker's pendant, I believe, yeah, or amulet. I can't remember. Just check D&D Beyond because I created it. You did find that on the goblin or the hobgoblin captain. It's a separate item.
Yep. So we have a fancy armlet with a big purple gem in it. The Ghostwalker's amulet / pendant. I don't know the name. We have the belt of persistence or persisting endurance.
Second
It's
one.
a fine leather belt with a fist on it. We have a silver ring that was the ring of shaving.
Oh,
I'll swipe those last two if nobody else has a use for them.
hold on, I'm looking.
Yeah, those items are able to be located in D&D Beyond if you want to look at them.
Mm-hmm.
And you did identify them, so you know everything that they do.
Mm-hmm.
You can thank Zestrin.
Okay, I mean, I do like the persisting endurance, but it wouldn't work well when I was.
I'll hang on to it if you don't want it.
No, I mean, I don't get hit a lot. By the way that I'll play, so it'll be fine.
Okay.
So anybody who's gonna get hit a lot, wear it.
I'll take it.
Okay.
DM, I did forget how much was the blue crystal worth?
You're not certain. You have to get it appraised.
Oh, sorry. You had said a gold piece value with it at some point, so.
I have written down 240.
Okay.
Maybe I am missing something.
It's fine. I'll get it appraised or figured out.
Okay. You do have also the arcane scroll of sleep, which the wizards took a look at, and another scroll which you're not quite certain the origins of, because the wizards could not intelligize what it was. Intelligize? Great.
Intelligent.
Oh, and the letter.
Yes, the letter as well.
Okay. I'm assuming we've made it to the tavern.
Yes. You come outside to the full weave, and you see before you it's only a one-story inn. It's a wider building, encrusted with various vines and armatures all around it of nature. On most of the sides of it, you can just see leaves growing wildly out of it. Make your way inside, I suppose.
Do we separate that gold?
I think we're gonna do that once we get inside.
Oh, duh. No. Sorry.
Okay. Coming inside, you see standing at the bar. The first thing you notice is a tan, middle-aged female, brown hair descending past her shoulders, kind of smiling a bit warmly at you. And as you enter, you also take a look around, and you see actually a lot of people. Most of them wearing different types of clothing. You, Draku, notice some of the greens of the Iodine Accord, as it seems like a lot of people have traveled here, potentially for Garnend. You're not certain. Coming within, the lady at the bar, Koviel, who was named by the Fearbolg, smiles warmly at you. Well, welcome. Looking for a stay at the Full Weave. You here for Garnend?
Yeah, I think we are.
Well, okay. How many rooms are we looking for? We've got plenty of availability. Should fill up tomorrow, though, so good to get your reservation in.
6.
Yeah.
Did you say 6?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it'll be 2 silver pieces a room. So,
I'll pay.
are we all paying together or separate here?
Oh, got it.
I have funds.
I think we are. It's okay.
It's 1 gold, 2 silver. I got it all.
Okay. Oh yeah. I did look back through my notes. The gem that was found with it is an ivory blue colored gemstone. Seems to be about worth 240 gold pieces. But you could always have it appraised and see what it's actually worth. It's just kind of guesstimation. Before you lays a tavern with multiple bustling people. It hasn't gotten rowdy yet, as it's not starting to become the night. But you see a lot of people in different dress. You see a lot of people in straw and hempen clothing, which seems to be the characteristic of the Azure Grove, as most of these people dressed in simpler clothing, much like Fenran was. And you see the greens of the Iodine Accord. It looks like some travelers and traders have come in, perhaps for Garnend, maybe not. You do notice a curious little gnome in the corner with a little bit of graying hair. But before you lies the tavern. We having a few drinks, hanging out for the night, or maybe turning our way towards shopping.
What time is it? It's like late, isn't it?
At this point, it's probably pushing the equivalency of like 7, 8 p.m.
Yeah. So I guess drink it till I pass out.
I'll have a drink.
I could go for a drink too.
Okay.
Get some food. Real food.
I'll also do it.
What is the mechanic of like sending letters to people? Because I'd like to send a letter to my family.
If you want, you can hunt down a courier.
Cute.
As typically in the Breszi Empire, they don't have any sort of central mailing, but a lot of people do find work as couriers.
Okay.
Within the tavern, there are many people passing in and out. Some of them, I would say, if you wanted to write a missive to your family, and it'd be a couple silver pieces to get it to them. Just next door, probably 2 silver pieces to go to Jopinscape.
Okay. I want to do that then.
Okay. For your guys' food, there are some items on the menu if you wanted any. Similar to the meal in Jopinscape as well. And you know to be some vermin of the land. There is axe beak meat provided here, if you prefer. There is also various bits of ale and everything else. If you're having just a standard meal, it'll run you about 6 copper pieces with an ale and some food.
I'm just gonna drink. I had my berry.
That'll
No, I
get
had
you.
my
That'll get you set
rations.
for the night, as you see that most of the prices that are scratched into the wood have a marking underneath them for during Garn's End. So there is a separate price menu that's a little bit cheaper for Garn's End. It encourages travel.
Happy hour.
Woo!
For
I
lack
mean,
of
I'm
a
gonna
better
eat
word.
breakfast, but I'm not gonna eat dinner.
It's more like
'Cause I already
happy
had my
happy week. Anyway,
Happy week.
yeah.
I'll do the expensive 6 copper piece one.
Okay.
Ooh.
I want all the food. I'm a hungry boy.
Meat.
Yeah, before you laid out is a nice meal, Drusk. It's very finely cooked. The meat just tender just so. And are you having an ale with it or some other kind of beverage?
Yeah, ale.
Okay. Having an ale, not your first time having an ale, but not a common occurrence and delicacy for you.
Gardak, are you trying to send a letter to your family?
Yeah, I was.
If
Keep track
if you
of
want to wait till tomorrow, I don't know how much of a hurry you're in. I can get it there to them.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask how?
By animal.
Okay. All right. I'll take you up on your offer. That's interesting.
Actually, DM, how far away is Jopinscape from here?
Less than the 50 miles required for animal messenger, I can tell you that. If you're not following the roads.
Ain't no loss.
Jesus.
It's 50 miles if I can find a flying creature.
Right.
You be a flying creature?
No, this is... I essentially rope an animal into being a messenger up to 50 miles.
Yeah, I know, but couldn't you just go and drop it off?
I won't be able to make it there and back in a day.
Yeah, it's quite a travel. Going straight as a bird flies, as the crow flies, I should say, the distance to Jobinscape is not that long. However, there's the very difficult to traverse ridge in the way between the Azure Grove and Jobinscape. Following the roads, it'd probably be circling back through Port Talonville. It'd probably be a good 3 to 4 day journey. Okay. We all just spending the rest of the night in, or I think Maslin, you had something you wanted to accomplish in regards of gathering some components?
He actually just wanted the excuse to get his earnings.
Okay.
He doesn't trust you all that much, and he wants to get his share before he possibly gets duped. He's not rude.
Okay. And you guys did divvy up all your gold, right? We're all good?
Yeah, we still got to do that.
Okay.
We haven't done it yet.
Go ahead and take it away.
Who is it written down?
Whoever wants to be the party treasurer. You have the
Also, before that, I have 130 gold and 67 silver written down before.
That is probably from the...
Yeah, I think you were just accumulating it all from last session.
Yeah,
That's fine, and we can split it up now. I don't care. I was letting you know.
Yeah, so I think it would be that plus 750 that we got from the quest.
The 130 gold pieces and 67 silver pieces is when you searched the part of the mine that seemed to be lost to time, that had some of the crude propellancy artifacts within it. You also managed to gather on most of the goblin bodies additional currency, which, I'll be honest, I made up on the spot.
I wrote it down.
But I think Zach has a pretty good track of the currency that you did find on the various bodies.
If you give me a second, I'll tell everyone what they should have, plus whatever you started with.
Okay.
It should be everyone should have 130 gold, plus whatever you started session 1 with. 30 silver. Oh, there's an extra 3 there. And 14 copper. That'll leave 2 left over for someone.
Well, tip the barkeep, obviously.
14 and the extra 2 goes to the barkeep. Sure. So everyone should have 14 copper, 30 silver, and 130 gold.
We're rich.
How many silver?
30.
30.
30.
Jesus Christ.
Are we all finding our way to bed as we do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. As I do, I would like to test out my newfound skill in my room.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want to do that over RP, or do you just want to say that you did it?
I'll just say that I did it, and if there's anything I need to know, just let me know. Or is it just kind of holy shit?
Kind of just a holy shit.
Sounds good.
Yeah. It's a lot of freaking out from both parties. You all find your way to the various bedrooms. They are nice. Most of the beds made out of wood that seems to have been cut from the vines, scrapped together. The beds are actually better than the ones in Jopinscape. They're not hay beds. They are, in fact, oh geez, the word is escaping me. Made out of feathers.
Down.
Down, thank you. There are down beds. You all managed to have a restful night's sleep. Some of you having things to consider. Others looking for what's ahead. As morning comes, you descend your way into the full weave. A breakfast is available, should you choose to partake. And you do know that the festival begins tomorrow, Garn's End. So you do have a day within the Azure Grove to explore. Talk to people, see about whatever it is you want to do.
Hey, Gardak, I can send that letter for you now.
Okay, yeah, that would be excellent. Thank you.
Wonderful.
I will take the letter and I will sit outside and I will ritually cast Animal Messenger.
Okay.
I will find a spot with a bird.
The Azure Grove, as you make your way out into the street, you see dozens of streamers of bronze color, the color of the Breszi Empire, thrown amongst all of the trees, making a canopy of various bits of ribbon and everything else. Finding a small spot, you do begin to ritual cast Animal Messenger. I assume with the physical piece of parchment that Gardak wrote on. And it's not long before a little bird just flutters down and lands on your shoulder. Just kind of looks at you.
Gardak, how would you describe your wife? To a bird.
One of the only adult Goliaths in the town. Be kind of hard to miss.
Please take this parchment to the adult female Goliath in Jopinscape. It'll be that way.
I'll kind of point for the bird.
And it's the moment that you hold it up, it's snatched out of your hands by its beak, and it just flutters away. On its way to the direction you pointed.
I think it's good.
Excellent, thank you.
I've never tried that before, but let's talk about it.
I've never done this before.
Now you tell me.
Your letter's in the river.
The bird gets eaten by a hawk.
Oh,
There you go.
Wow, that was dark.
So what do you guys like to do in town? What do you want to do? Sounds like we don't have anything pressing.
No, not particularly. I mean, maybe we can go check out. You said there was an enchanter. Is that what you called him?
Yes, there was an enchanter. At least Fenren, I guess I should say Fenren told you there was an enchanter. Ran a shop called Genfiel's Revelation.
I don't know about you guys, but this is probably the most coin I've ever had at one time.
Probably me too. Yeah, I can agree with that.
I'd like to see what's at that shop.
All right. Sure. Let's see what he's got.
All right, let's go. Does anyone know where it is?
No, but if we're still at the inn, we can ask the barkeep.
Oh, Genfield. Yeah, he's just down the way. Hook the road and then take a left. You can't miss it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
As you guys make your way out of the street, all of you, I suppose, you're not splitting up.
Maslin will follow.
Okay. So you guys all make out your way in the street. The rest of you see the same sight. Various streamers hanging from trees, bronze colors as well as green, in droves. Multiple people setting up what appear to be wooden stalls of some form. And before you, the streets of... Sorry, let me just get this. The streets of the Azure Grove. As you head down the main path called the Azure Way and hook a left, you make your way quite a while, and the path actually kind of ends a little bit. But right as it ends, you realize what she meant by when she said you couldn't miss it. You see a building that's similar. It's a bit of a small building, but with a larger connecting building in the back, and the vines growing up it, the similar blue leaves of the Azure Grove. But what strikes out most of all are various motes of light, just kind of floating around the edges of the building. Making your way to the front of it, in not very large, well-written text, says Genfield's Revelation.
I have a sneaking suspicion that this might come in handy for you. I meant to do it yesterday, but I forgot.
And I will pat Draku on the back and cast Enhanced Ability with Eagle's Splendor.
Is that the charisma one?
You have advantage on charisma checks for the next hour.
Okay.
Sure.
On the off chance you feel like being talkative.
I did want to divvy up one final item. I know I keep bringing it up. Who took the scroll that was not identified by anyone at the moment?
Wasn't that me? Didn't I get a scroll that was like, I had something I can...
I have 2 small scrolls, what it says.
Both you and Maslin looked over a scroll that you identified as a sleep spell. Whichever one of you took it is between the two of you. There is a secondary scroll that neither of you could understand that is still unaccounted for.
Oh, shit.
I mean, we just somewhere in the party.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Does it say anything that I can read?
As you open it up, it's not English. It's not common, I should say. It's not written in any sort of language. It's a series of runes, most of them with small branches coming out of it. Looking it over for a short minute, it doesn't take you long to realize this is a scroll of enhance ability. It is a divine scroll, not an arcane one.
Enhance what?
You know.
Evil Viagra.
What was the name of this festival again? I'm sorry.
Garn's End.
Garn's End?
Garn's End. Garnsend. I'm assuming you guys push your way into the building of Genfield's Revelation.
Yeah.
As you do, before you is a smattering of various shelving. You see on it all sorts of various odds and ends and trinkets. Most of it looks like projects in work, yet uncompleted, or maybe untouched. You notice shelves with dust accumulating on some of the projects as well. Striking to you, however, as you push in, a familiar color of the armor that Gardak wears. You see multiple various cylinders of bronze and small plates of metal. Seems to be the same metal that Gardak wears. Within, as well, magical motes of light float near the ceiling. Dozens of books line the shelves and small various bits of parchment. At the storefront, no current human form. Or no current form of a figure, I should say. But as you guys make a little bit of noise, coming all in, shuffling as you do, you hear a call from the back. Oh, one moment. And you hear a couple things shifting. And it's not long until a half-elf appears before you, of dark skin. Looks to be about middle-aged, but he kind of has this youthful, curious smile of someone with a little bit less experience rather than more. Seems younger than his years, but only in his facial expressions. As he makes his way, well, welcome. Welcome to Genfield's Revelations. I am Genfield. What brings you all in? He kind of looks over the lot of you. Oh,
well,
quite a colorful group.
Heard you have a lot of great items over here.
Oh,
Got
well.
5 other healthy travelers looking for to spend some quality money.
Well, that can certainly be achieved. I do have a couple things that might interest the roving band of people such as yourselves. I have quite a decent warehouse in the back. You can always ask about a specific thing if you're looking for. I can just run you through the rigmarole of some of the items that I have.
Yeah, that'd be.
Okay. Well, I won't start with my magnum opus. I'll keep it a little bit more, okay. And you see he kind of shuffles through some boxes underneath the counter. And after he shuffles through all of them, he just pulls up this small... You're kind of off-put by it. He pulls up this small, carved raven totem. It's like a small little... Looks like a D&D miniature of just a raven. It's kind of twisted up in a fashion. And he goes, this is one that I enjoyed making a little bit. This is called Zeno's Watcher. And what it does is it keeps eye-wise on somewhere when you leave it, and it can tell you if anyone else has come through. You all are free. He describes it well enough. You all are free to look up the item in D&D Beyond. I will explain it as best I can recall. You must hold on to the item for 24 hours before you are considered its owner. Once you are its owner, you can activate it by setting it on a flat surface where it won't topple, and spin the raven around within the base. At that moment, it considers you and anyone else in the room with you an ally, and for a period of 1 year, it will tell you, when you ask it, how many humanoids it has seen that aren't you or your friends. It will tell you answers of 1, 2, 3, or many, I believe. I don't know. I'm not sure about the 3.
Yep, it says 3.
Okay.
What is that price?
Oh, this one here, I've got it at about 100 gold pieces, but prices are flexible. But
Okay, what else do you have?
that's just the start. I have here, and he kind of pulls up out of a carved box with a bit of velvet in it. He pulls up this gem necklace that actually has the shape of it's a couple of series of purple gems that form the shape of an eye, holding open, and a singular purple gem dripping out of the tear duct of the eye. And he goes, this isn't mine, but I'm glad to sell it. It is the periapt of attentive action. Essentially, when you put it on, you don't need to sleep for 5 days.
Wow.
You also don't accrue exhaustion while you do so. The problem is, when you take it off, or try to take it off early, well, you best get some rest.
Well, so, like, before the 5 days?
So, once you put it on, the process of attuning to it is binding your consciousness to it, in a sense. You can be awake for up to 5 days without needing sleep. However, after those 5 days, and you're fully aware of when the time is going to end, after those 5 days, you have to sleep for 2 days. If you try to unattune from it earlier than 5 days, you must succeed on, I believe, a charisma saving throw, and then immediately, at that very moment, start, maintain, and complete a long rest. But it could allow you to get some work done, just depending on if you want it.
Wrong. Depends on the situation.
Keep a very continuous watch.
What is the GP on?
That one he's asking 150 for. Probably get a pen.
Okay. What other beautiful gems does this man have? My burning hands, burning pocket.
At this moment, he goes, well, I've got some other odds and ends, but I really want to show you my magnum opus. It's something that I'm quite proud of, something I've been working on for a little while. And he pulls up this small bundled package, and as he unwraps it, it's 3 sets of various different bits of parchment. This is what I refer to as the forgetful parchment, the mindful booklet, and the paper of message. It's 200 gold for the lot. Let me tell you what they do. So, the forgetful parchment, when you write anything on it, and turn it over, and then turn it back, it's immediately fresh and anew. Lets you write down temporary notes. The mindful booklet, this one I like a lot, lets you copy any written information. It takes a little while to do so, but it's a cool little item that lets you make sure your notes are stored away somewhere else in advance. The paper of message, well, let me just show you. And he kind of pulls out this, it's a stack of papers with a leather binding around it. As he pulls one out, you hear he just kind of whispers into it and then folds it up into a small little paper bird. And as he lets it go, Gardak over there staring at some of the bronze plating on the shelf, it comes around and boops you straight on the nose, Gardak. And it says, and as soon as it boops you on the nose, it kind of floats there. and you see before you the parchment says, "Welcome to Genfield's Revelations." It is a paper of message.
I mean, a third one is very useful.
Neato.
So, I usually sell these paper of messages in 25 bundles, bundles of
Bet you
25.
do.
However, if you want the Forgetful Parchment or the Mindful Booklet, that would be good as well. Sell your bundle deal.
Do you have anything for someone who prefers kind of nature? I don't really practice the arcane. I don't think.
Well, anyone can use my paper of message. That's the fun bit. Do you have something specifically you're looking for? I'd be happy to accommodate you.
No, I don't think I do. Okay.
All right, how much is it for 25 of the paper message?
If you're buying just the paper of message by itself, it's
Yeah.
50 gold pieces. He did offer the bundle of the 3 types of parchment that he's gone through enchanting and seems completely infatuated with.
I thought of something. Do you have like a cloak or something that would be good for enchanting?
Well,
Or like fabric that might hold an enchantment better?
I have various bits of clothing that I enchant. Typically as custom orders. If you wanted to dip into my usual stock, that wouldn't be too much. Set a cloak? About what size are
Or-
you looking for?
Enough fabric for 2 cloaks.
Yeah, I could give you enough fabric for
Approximately,
2 cloaks.
Approximately yay big, and I'll point at both Maslin and Zesserin.
Well, kind of looks them both over. Interesting shape on that one. Standard humanoid. Hello, fellow Fae. I think could probably do it. It'd take me a bit of time to put a little essence that kind of holds a little bit better. Did you want me to help with this process, or are you planning to make it of your own accord? You know what?
I think I can do it myself.
Very well. I'll just put a small enchantment on it to prep it. For the 2, I typically don't sell this stock. Let's say 20 gold pieces and call it a day.
Works for me.
Very well. I do have some additional items, as well as anything individual if you have any queries. I have quite a store. Just need to know what you're looking for.
Do you have
Maslin.
anything that can make a person move faster?
Not at the moment, but I could work on it. Take me a little while. A couple days, probably.
Do you have enchanted? Do you have, in a similar vein to the fabric, would you have boots that would hold an enchantment better?
I typically don't enchant boots.
It's fine. I got you.
I'll tell you what, I could, if you don't want me to, if you want... Are you dabbling in enchantment yourself?
We'll see if it works.
My earphone says.
I like that attitude. Experimentation. Well, I could always send over to Lilza. Sorry, bad name. I could send over to Lilza and have her send me over some boots and then put my little enchantment on it to prep it for you. We'll say for the boots, 3 gold pieces. Not nearly as fine as a cloak.
Done.
Okay, very well. I did have
Maslin
one...
has some.
Oh, go ahead. Got a little
Would
off
you
in the
happen to
back.
have any diamonds?
Diamonds. I have a few. I'm kind of partial to them. What specifically are you looking for? Certain incantation? A little bit of a tincture?
I require them for components.
What sort of spell are we working on here?
One which I charge it with energy. It holds until contact.
What spell are you looking at?
Charismatic or charismatic orb.
Chromatic orb? You already have a mundane diamond given to you in your inventory for casting it.
Yeah,
because you
I'm
took it
looking
as
for
your.
a second.
Yeah. Oh, you want a second?
Yeah.
They are. It's not consumed by the spell.
Well, I still throw the diamond.
Nope. You pass light through it, and it shoots off at range.
Oh, well, then never mind. How much was the bird thing again?
The what?
The bird that watches an area.
Zeno's
I can't
Watcher
remember what it's
was
called.
100 gold pieces.
Mason's gonna buy it outright then.
Okay.
Good. I'm glad somebody did.
How
So
do you
then
spell
what
that?
Zeno should get you enough in D&D Beyond. I will remind you guys, if you're already subtracting money, keep in mind that he might do a bundle deal.
No, yeah, I'm not doing that yet. Yeah, I'm gonna wait the end.
Yeah, so just
what
keep in mind what you've subtracted thus far.
I'd like to do the message one. What was it called? The actual name?
The paper of message.
Paper of message. And he said that was 25 gold or 50 gold, 25 page. Right?
I honestly can't recall. I meant to write it down, but I did not.
I think it was.
That's
yeah,
what
I think
I
it
have
was
written.
50 gold for 25 of them.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
The 50 gold for 25 of them, but he was offering a bundle deal on all of his enchanted parchments.
No, that's fine.
You
I
have.
just want to make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Actually, I think I need something. Do I have a sliver of glass?
Is that just a non-gold point component in your spells?
How do I determine that?
It would say if it's a sliver of glass worth X amount of gold pieces.
Oh, it's just a component of a spell that I'm trying to use. Or
Okay. If
like
it doesn't have a
use,
gold
but-
point cost, don't worry about it. It's covered in your component pouch.
Oh, okay.
The component pouch essentially is
Interesting.
just you gathering items that you need for your spells over time.
Huh.
Unless it has a gold point cost, which is why I've given you a mundane diamond to start with to cast Chromatic Orb.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't say anything about gold points, so.
I do have one more little thing I was hoping to at least show off. Maybe one of you could use and see what I mean. This, and he kind of digs into a box. He pulls out this interesting dagger with a similar bronze to the kind of armor that Gardak wears, who hasn't yet noticed in the corner. And it comes to a bird's head. He says, "This is the Dagger of Panorama. I'm quite fond of this one myself. Essentially, once per day, you can see as if you were 300 feet up in the air. You're not actually 300 feet up, though.
That's cool.
It's also
Yeah,
a
that's really-
DM doesn't remember. It's also a +2 or +3 dagger. I'm not exactly certain.
Holy shit!
It's
No,
fancy
that's
stuff.
a knife.
It's
How
quite,
much is it?
It's quite the knife. It is 550 gold pieces. But I also deal in trade. So if you have anything specifically, I would be interested. I'm always looking to acquire new things. And as soon as he finishes that, his eyes shoot back to Gardak. He goes, I see your armor, but different coloration than the standard Prime Guard. Tell me about yourself, curious. What's your name?
My name is Gardak.
And you've got the red bands where normally it's just the typical bronze. You're not just a Prime Guard, are you?
Currently I am merely a potter.
Weren't you in the service of the Imperial Army?
I was several years ago.
Oh, you're no longer serving.
I've since retired.
Well.
I have a family now.
I am an enchanter who encourages a little bit of keeping the edge on. Tell you what, I've actually got a little something I want to show you. A little something I worked on many, many years ago. And he starts to pull out this small box from underneath the counter. Jeez, losing my mind. As he opens up the box, you see within a opal-colored gemstone with flecks of gold and bronze within it, as well as a singular metal band that runs the edge as if to allow it to slot into a slotted device. He says, I see you've got the Breszi Empire Prime Guard shield. You mind if I... and he kind of walks up to you. And just so that it's a visual image for all of you guys, you do see Gardak's armor is a bronze with various multicolored bands of red and white on it. And the shield of Gardak as well has those similar red and white bands. But on the top of the shield at the corner is actually a bird's head, the symbol of the Breszi Empire. And as he walks up, he takes this small little opal gem and slides it into the mouth of the bird. A slot that you didn't know existed, Gardak. He says, okay, everyone back up, give him a little room. Now, all you need to do, spend a little bit of time, concentrate, and send forth your stalwart. Do you take the time to try to do this?
Yes. Do I
As
need to
you
go outside to do this?
Nope, he's letting you do it right in his shop, and his shop is pretty large, and he guides you to a back wall of it. As you do, and I'll describe the mechanics and then tell you what it is so you can look it up. It is the Tirite Augment, which is Terite Augment. As you take the time to focus, you all watch. He kind of makes sure you guys are all clear of the front. You all watch as Gardak holds forward the shield, kind of closes his eyes and concentrates, and all of a sudden, out of the front of the shield, 7 bolts of light shoot up from the various cracks in the shield and then shoot forward before dissipating about 10 feet. Now, if I were standing there, I'd be quite skewered. This is the Tirite Augment. I kind of worked with someone to make it a long time ago. It's not super important, but the Breszi Empire was always looking for many enchanters like myself, creating augments. It was a prototype never picked up. I'd be remiss to part with it, but takes a look at all of you. Looks like you might need it. I might ask a favor in kind, though.
What do you have in mind?
Well, during the War of Broken Souls, many years ago, before my time, actually, we actually lost the West Grove, and we haven't quite gotten it back just yet. We've sent a couple groups of the Imperial Guard there, most of which didn't come back, except for Steno. Steno was quite without his mind, and didn't last long. He just said, "Hide your fear." That's all he would say, "Hide your fear, hide your fear." We all thought it was a wives' tale, and that the Imperial Guard had defected and were just playing a prank on us. Regardless, I'm afraid it's not for sale, but I have some interest in the Western Grove. Some ingredients and tinctures could be crafted from the items within, but it needs to be cleared. If it is as dangerous as they say, you'll be on for quite the hunt. So, I offer you, as he kind of walks back up to the shield and draws out that piece of terite, I offer you that opal gemstone, if maybe you complete this for me, as well as a discount on some of the items here.
I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
And we can even talk about our discount afterwards.
Well, I would be willing to give Gardak here the terite for a price of what a prime guard is worthy of, protecting people. We can have a long-standing relationship should this go well, I think.
I don't see why not.
I'll get
At least worth investigating.
I'll get those boots and that cloak for you, just as soon as I can. It's a little... I'll send over to Lilza shortly. I think you're right, Zach. Oh, no, mind, you're not.
I think we should discuss that deal now.
And I will nudge Draku.
What? So, but we're not gonna be done with this in the next 24 hours, right? Or is this gonna be? I don't know. I mean, we can discuss it now. That's fine.
I mean, do you ask Genfeel if you're going to be done in the next 24 hours?
No. Okay, sorry. I'm asking exactly in real life. How does that spell work? Is it
For the next hour.
No, I know, no. But I'm saying, but you'll get your spells back when rest.
Yes, my fear.
No,
yes.
that's fine.
So if we're
We'll
not
do it
done
now.
in 24 hours, you're
okay.
essentially not gonna have it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll do it. Okay, we'll just do it now. Fuck it. So okay, so okay, then fine. Then I'll reach out to him and I'll say, all right, well, that's fantastic. We'll definitely look into your issue. We'll go check out this place, rate it, grab those items that you're looking for, but then let's discuss what's in it for us.
Well, I like your gusto. What do you have in mind? I've got a couple items here. Which ones are you interested in? I might be able to cut a deal.
So I'm entirely interested in your paper of message. I'd like to get just a bundle of those. We're also interested in your Xenos Watcher. I don't know. Anyone care about that dagger? I need to know because
think it was like
yes,
500
but it's
though.
so goddamn expensive.
I mean,
500
yeah, but
gold.
I'm not that interested in it.
okay.
I'm
Alright, so
interested
the-
in the ability. The dagger itself is hit or miss, but I don't know who uses it. Well, I don't know what deal could we get for it.
Wizards can hold
So-
daggers. Same.
Oh fuck yeah!
All right, so I'll see the 3 of those, and then, yeah.
So Zeno's Watcher, the booklet, and the bit
Yep.
and the dagger is what you're trying to cut a deal with.
Xenos Watcher, paper message, dagger, panorama.
Okay. Let me just do some quick maths. Quick maths. Oh, that comes to a grand total of 700 gold pieces. I could cut you a deal and do it for 500, maybe. It's a pretty steep
100
discount.
isn't bad. I agree, but I also know that we're traveling out to this place to most likely hunt you some very valuable magic items
Oh.
for your use.
You won't be getting me
I-
anything except for an open land with which to work. I'm not expecting you to come back with any items of any sort. If you find any, that's great.
And on the night of the Guardsman Festival, and I bring 5 wealthy travelers here, all together with me. I'm sure. I doubt you have 6 people walking into your building on a daily basis at the same time.
Go ahead and make a perception check. With advantage, I believe, because of your enhance ability.
Do you mean persuasion?
Or persuasion, sorry.
I was afraid. I was like, oh god.
Oh, I rolled the same damn thing. I failed. Oh no. Oh, 9. Yeah, I did awful.
Oh no.
I rolled 2 5s. How awful. I'm gonna get rid of that dice.
I appreciate your candor. What I would prefer is that this be the beginning of a long-standing relationship. Should you need anything, especially your curious friend who seems to be into enchantments, I can be your purveyor of goods. I'll also continue to do bundle discounts, and should you choose to come back for the Periapt or something a little else I'm working on, I could give it to you at a discounted price as long as you continue to be my sponsors. And once you open up the Western Grove, I'll have even more at my disposal. Never know what kind of ingredients grow out there.
Sure.
Take the offer.
I appreciate it.
Well, we've done a good bit of business. Do you have anything you'd like to sell to me? This is a
Actually-
give and take.
Do you want some jars?
How do you mean jars?
Actually, I don't know what's in them. Never mind.
Okay. I will remind you, Drusk, you still have 5 bracers.
5 bracers?
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm gonna ask.
Found
I'm
on the
just gonna
same
present
people that
Oh,
found those jars.
Fuck!
that brass armlet I was
Ooh,
gonna
braces.
show too.
Yeah, I'll take 'em.
Actually, it technically did go to rocks, by the way, the bracers, but
Did they?
between the two of you, you have them, because you two are the only ones aware of them.
Do you want one of these? Here,
I'll model them real good.
we have
Oh,
we have 4 of these.
And I will pass over 4 of the 5 bracers.
The rest of you all see these short leather bracers, and along the edges of each, a couple slots. Only like 1 or 2 of the bracers still have a small bolt in them, as well as an activating mechanism that's hand-driven. It seems to be the equivalency of a smaller concealed crossbow of sorts. Gardak, go ahead and make a history check.
Cool. 10.
The bracers are there before Genfiel on the desk. As Genfiel kind of takes the little one, pretty good craftsmanship. You guys just spent 500 gold pieces. I could give you 50 for... I'm only interested in 2 of them. In case I mess up one. That is, unless of course you're not need of the other 2, I could give you another 15 gold on top. We'll call it 65 for the 4. but I only have need for the 2, so I'm giving you a good price on them.
Does anybody else need them? I don't
think so. No.
I saved one specifically
Yeah,
for
we
Gardak.
gave him 4.
Yeah, because you have 5.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, the 4 are yours.
Oh, well. Let's see what kind of I can get up to with this. You, Tiefling, Brick Red, you were coming up to maybe show me something.
Yeah, what about this brass armlet?
Kind of looks it over. And as you see, he reaches into a pocket and pulls out these very small, thin glasses and puts them on. And like,
Nerd.
as you look through the glasses, they magnify his eyes, and he just kind of inspects over the item for a little while. Ooh. Garnite, and a gold brass. This is worth quite a bit of coin. Only as an art piece, I could probably work on it. Oh, the gem is rare and the work is fine. You could easily fetch 700 gold pieces in the right, audience for such an art piece. I'm afraid I'm not your right audience, though. I'd give you 500 for it if you wanted.
What do y'all think? I'm honestly okay with letting it go at that price.
That'd get us the dagger, the watcher, and the paper.
Yep.
It would be almost a full refund, he kind of says with a slump in his shoulders a little bit.
Along with the 65 gold that he was going to pay us for the armlet, so we get 65 back.
You're making a profit at this moment.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't particularly need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I will say, when you come back, I might have a little something prepared. I've been writing up something I'm affectionately calling the primer on the essence of advanced tinctures. Should be interested, but...
I'd love to see more of your creations.
Oh, well, like I said, I've got a whole warehouse in the back, just need to know what you're looking for. Put in a wish list if you want. See if I can dig it up out of some old boxes.
I'll definitely build a wish list from here on out.
Friend, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but do you have any idea how much this would be worth?
And I just hold up the blue ivory crystal.
Okay. You see a similar process. He looks over this gemstone. This is interesting. Where did you acquire this?
Doing some work in some mines.
Okay, I'm just a little curious. It's got some interesting properties. I could probably work with it to create, well, in the Grove, it's useless. Create life where there is none. You said you got this in some mines?
Yeah.
Well, I am curious about the origins. Well, this, in its small state, it's hard to put a gold value price on this. It has unique properties that need to be explored. I'm hesitant to give you a price. I'm not sure. I think I'm the right person to appraise it.
All right. Thank you.
And I'll take it back.
Yeah, as you lay hand on it, he kind of like holds it for just a little extra second and then just hesitantly releases it.
I'll just put it back and kind of keep an eye on him.
Okay. Well, still have some items if we're still interested. Other than that, good day, and I'll get back to my work. I'll get you your cloaks and your boots. Do you have a room at the Full Weave?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
I'll just tell them to leave them in the lizard folks' room. How about that?
Yeah, they can send it to Drusk's room.
Drusk. Well met.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for your time. I appreciate all your hard-earned work.
Well, when you come back from the Western Grove, we'll be business partners.
Agreed.
I think it's time to head out. I think we have work.
Aye. Onward.
Gardak, he does give you, for this assignment, the Territe Augment, should you choose to use it.
Okay.
I know that it appears a little different on D&D Beyond. Do you need me to go over the exacts of it for the moment?
I think I got it. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lets you do a little something extra.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you all make your way back out onto the path that branches off from the Azure Way. You, it's after your morning, it's just before midday. Garn's End begins tomorrow, for whatever that's worth. You're not sure how long going to the west and clearing out the grove might take.
So who wants the dagger?
Just to be clear, we did buy the dagger, the watcher, and the messenger paper.
Yeah,
We did.
Okay, so we have it. So
Who kind of wants this?
I mean, the messenger paper can go to anyone. Anyone can use it. But, I mean, I don't need the dagger. I can't use it. So, like Aiden said, it'd be a wizard of some sort.
To be clear, the paper of message does not require attunement. Anyone can indeed use it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Xeno's Watcher does not require attunement either. Anyone can use it. However, to be marked as an owner of the item, you have to hold on to it for 24 hours.
That makes sense.
The Dagger of Panorama does require attunement, but lets you see as if you're 300 feet up.
And it seemed like Maslin wanted the statue, so he's welcome to have it. If he thinks he could make good use of it.
Well, really, just anyone in the party just needs to have ownership of it. But Maslin was pretty hot about it. He was pretty hot.
You can have it.
Assuming that this conversation's playing out in some form of RP, Maslin is going to, at some point in time, turn to Zestern and say, "'Tis a fine blade. On the other hand, you are seemingly the one who is at the forefront of combat, as I do not believe I will get as much an opportunity to use it. I believe you should have it."
You make a good point. I'll take the blade then. It does make a really good point.
I just
that
thought
was
it funny.
that was a real hard sell there. You really put up a fight on that one, buddy.
How can I fight something I agree
I also
with?
feel like it's fair for Maslin to get both. I mean, because I want to be clear, there was a net gain. I didn't lose any gold in that whole situation, did I?
Well, I mean, we didn't really lose anything.
I
It's
lost.
alright.
I lost. Well, no, because
The armlet, but like whatever. It's
no.
We'll
It's
make
it
I
up.
paid 23, but we got 65.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
65,
oh yeah, we haven't. split up
Maslin's
the
just
other
really
side.
happy to have a new toy.
40, 42. You just want to split the 42?
Yeah.
Do you guys mind if we split the 42 for the bracers? Or do you guys want
Go
to
for
split
it.
it, divide the party?
I don't care. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll give.
So good.
I mean, I guess it was yours guys' stuff, right?
Oh, Gardak, I think you might want this.
And I will pass you the other bracer, which I believe is just, it acts as a crossbow. Like
It functions as actually a heavy crossbow.
Interesting.
You see,
Fuck me.
You see the very fine construction, Gardak. Now getting a little bit of a closer look. I had you roll a history check because you saw it. Now go ahead and roll an
I was
investigation check
wondering.
for me. And you do still have the jars, Drusk.
So I had the dagger now, am I right? Or
You have the dagger now.
Yes.
what is the dagger called?
Go ahead and add the dagger of Panorama.
Dagger of Panorama. That's what it is.
So you rolled the 2, Gardak. You look over the construction of this bracer. It's a very fine and delicate design. It's intricate, and it would take you some time just to learn how to operate it proficiently. I'm not sure if... I'll gamify my result to you. I'm not sure if it's a game mechanic that you could automatically use a heavy crossbow. However, for this concealed design, it requires a trained hand. You're pretty good with weapons. Take you a bit of time, but you could certainly use it if you wanted to.
Okay.
The weapon, or the ammunition for the weapon, however, not clear how to acquire more.
How much does it come with? Or how much does it already have with it?
That's a good question. There were a couple bracers, but we will say the one that you did not sell had 5 bolts in it.
Okay. Sure, I'll see what I can do with it.
Okay. You now stand outside Genfield's Revelation. The day is yours, with a possible quest out to the Western Grove, or you could wait until the festival starts tomorrow. He didn't give you a time limit. He only asked if you would do it. He was also very trusting.
That's a really good point.
You could actually just skip town, by the way. He was also just very trusting.
Got him.
If that's what you all want to do.
I kind of want to party.
Not skip town, guys.
Okay.
Let's party.
Can spend the remainder of the day in the Azure Grove, if that's what you choose. Does anyone have anything specifically they would like to do during the day?
I guess I need to attune to the thing.
Can I start, however it would happen, can I start the process of attempting to enchant one of these cloaks?
It's about midday by the time that the cloaks come to your room.
Yeah, I know
You
I'm
could
not
begin.
going to get a lot of progress, but I just want to start on one of them. If that's
You
all
could
right.
certainly begin. Let me look over some things while I address other people's things, and then get to you.
Okay.
Be back.
Take another drink if you're going. Go, lizard man.
Does anyone have anything additional they want to do during this day? You see multiple various, now almost small tents being set up with cloth draped over them. Most of them also have streamers quickly thrown over them. It is going to be a celebration of Garn's End in the Azure Grove. You see a lot of people getting their various wares out. You see people with bits of leather work, some with wood carvings. You see a couple people giving the briefest of preparations to salted meats and everything else, just trying to preserve them for the night until it begins tomorrow.
Cool. Love it.
It will be another 2 silver pieces if you're spending another night in the full weave.
Yeah.
2 silver.
I just typed an 11 into our Facebook chat. That was a mistake. Please ignore that.
I will not ignore that.
I've got an idea. Let's do this easier.
2 silver.
Okay. Waiting for Drusk to get back. Where's my boy? My enchanting boy. He's gonna see
Using
me.
the little lizard's room.
The little lizard. I don't know what I was expecting. The rest of you, the tavern is filled with various people, more than you saw last night. If you wanted to talk to anyone in specific, you do have things yet unexplored.
I actually do have something to say, but there. Okay, you're back now. So, if we get a chance in the tavern or wherever, I would walk up to Drusk and say, "Hey, so you know that thing you can do where you talk to animals and they talk to you back and you understand them and you."
Yeah.
I think I can do that, and I don't know how it happened. So, what am I supposed to do with it?
Am I going nuts or is I hear people laughing?
Yeah, I heard that.
But
too.
I don't know.
laughing.
Do you?
Hmm?
I don't know.
Oh, it's probably music. Oh god.
You're in a tavern, are you?
Do you use it to talk to animals? That's what?
Do you know how it happened? Did you do this?
No.
Okay. I guess I can do that now.
Cool.
Can you do the angry yet?
No, I've been trying.
Yeah.
At night.
You've been
but
practicing.
Angry yet?
It's not working.
Okay, well, keep practicing. I'm sure you'll get better.
I mean, if you can just talk to animals now, maybe I can just...
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
I'll get it at some point.
Yeah, you're gonna get it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I
Okay.
had to say.
Spell enough.
Mhm.
Before you sits the crowd of the tavern. You all are able to fetch another meal for the equivalency of 6 to 7 copper pieces. And
Done.
6 copper pieces.
before you is a racorous crowd. You see multicolors by this point. Some actually finer dressed people. Gardak, you recognize these from southern Breszi Empire. Familiar to you. Most of you, just a motley crew and menagerie of different people and folk, just waiting to party tomorrow, but already in full swing for the party tonight.
I'm gonna gamble, but I don't want it to be like I don't want to actually gamble. You know what I mean? Like I just kind of want it to be a thing.
So playing for trainers, no coin.
Or sure, whatever. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I don't care. Yeah.
You could show your friends some of your past activities, or you do see a number of traders from the Iodine Accord over there passing various cards and rolling various die.
Sure. Yeah. No, I would join them. I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna go over here and have some fun. If y'all want to join me, and then I'll scoot over there and do that. I'm just, I don't want to actually play it right now. But,
okay.
however you want to roll the night, it's fine.
Yeah, if you're just wasting time, certainly.
Yep.
Is there like music and dancing going on?
There is. You can see in the corner that curious same little gray-haired gnome that you saw earlier is currently plucking away on an instrument. Some people in the corner are getting a little rowdy with their various bits of ale, clashing them together and laughing. It's starting to get a little chorus. Nobody seems to be quite dancing yet. There's a guy who's maybe had a little bit too much, a little too early, and he's kind of swaying, currently standing at his table. And a couple people are just looking on like, yeah, okay. The people that he's with are kind of like ignoring him, but they're starting to nod as well as the music kind of picks up.
After pounding a couple of ales, would like to also go out and dance. Probably very poorly, but
Okay.
that's what she's doing.
Go ahead and just make a general performance check.
Hell yeah.
Are you and Drusk the same race?
No,
No.
I'm
okay.
I'm a half orc. And
Oh,
she's
I'm
that's
a
right.
lizard.
Gotcha.
We're just both really dumb.
We both have IQs of 9.
Oh no, that's a negative. Okay. 7.
7. The little gnome in the corner kind of sees you getting into it and starts playing a more jovial tune. A couple people get up, but over the course of an hour or so, the dancing kind of dies out. But you've gathered a small crowd. Everybody just kind of in the mood for a good celebration.
I'll take it.
Hey, Zesserin. Reading that note, it mentioned something called the Depth Chieftain. Do you know what that is? Or maybe you, Maslin. You two
I have
seem
no idea.
well-read.
Yeah, I don't either.
You lost me at that.
I think you're muted, Drill.
Matt's would claim that he's never heard of such a thing.
Make a religion check, actually, Maslin.
18 total.
18. Through your various reading and your long life, you do know that the Depth Chieftain is a commander in role. You're not sure of everything about him. You know that he's a commander in some form of role to a scourge of hobgoblins that swept the Iodine lands 60 years ago. However, they have been since sundered and unfounded. The mention of this in the letter is confusing, and you're not sure precisely what to make of it. But you know that at one point, a hobgoblin scourge burned most of the lands of the then burgeoning Iredon Accord. It's been a number of years, but some form of commander.
And would add, this is ancient history by now.
I can hope so. Thank you.
And I will go back to my work, drinking some ales.
Okay. The rest of you eventually finding your way to rest at evening, unless you had something additional you'd like to do.
I need to know how much money I made.
Through various, you said trainers games, did you not, or were you gonna gamble?
No,
against
no,
the-
it's fine. No, you're fine. You're fine.
No, it's okay. I mean, they're happy to play for coin if that's what you wanted to do.
No, it's fine. I'll just do the trainers for tonight.
Okay.
But in the future, I might.
I'll keep the RP short. They do talk about gambling tomorrow. It's on their minds. There will be gambling as well as many other games tomorrow, and much entertainment for any
Good
of your
shit.
various sorts that you choose.
That's what I like to hear.
The rest of you all finding your way tonight. Drusk, are you doing anything specifically with your current project?
Yeah, I'd like to. I was trying to work on it for most of the day, but just whatever I could get started on one of the 2 cloaks.
Okay. Are you involving the wizards?
Not for now.
Okay.
Not for now. We'll see how it goes though.
I quite literally just turned away from this a moment ago because of the question asked by the Depth Chieftain. Give me one sec. Says you've got the cloak, the 2 cloaks laid out before you, as well as the boots. Just make a general Arcana check.
Oh, fuck me. This is not gonna be good, folks. Arcana. Okay, 5.
5. Looking over the cloaks and the boots, you're not quite certain what it was that Enchanter, Genfiel was talking about whenever he said he was going to put his little touch on them. But they lay there before you. You could begin trying to work on them in some fashion.
Feeling out of my depth, I will grab the nearest wizard.
Everybody has retired to their rooms, so if you want to knock on a
fuck.
door or multiple doors, you can. It's not super late, but most people turned in. I mean, you hear a Rakhaos party going on underneath you. If you wanted to join that, if anyone wanted to join that, you could. But most of the sensible kind of people, and especially you guys with something standing before you, you haven't retired super late, but you also haven't retired super early.
I will not wake them up. I will attempt to work on the boots, hopefully feeling more confident in my ability.
Okay.
With
As you're looking over the boots, if you wanted to, you can make an Arcana check to try to discern what he has done, if anything.
little. Ah! 1, so 0.
Yep. Okay. Good to know. Once again, looking over the boots, you're not certain. You feel like there's something that helps hold an enchantment onto an object, especially looking over that belt. It was just hemp and leather strewn together. You're not super familiar with magic items in general, given your history. You could try to put the various spells on it if you wanted to. You're not sure what would happen.
Yeah, I'll try the boots. We'll try that.
Okay. We putting Longstrider on them?
Yes.
LM. Hello. Okay. So pulling out a bit of dirt and sprinkling it into the center of the boot in each of the backs. Kind of touch the boots and you focus your nature-based magic, your divine magic of a sort. You kind of see the boots vibrate just a little bit. You're not certain what, if anything, has worked.
Okay. I will take the boots to Zesserin's room because I know he can identify things.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
What?
Are these magical?
And I'll hand him a pair of boots.
Alright, I'll try to cast Identify on him then.
Okay. You bring out the small pearl that
Yeah.
goes along with your
Whip up my
incantation.
pearl.
You take, I guess, the 10 minutes to cast Identify.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it right now. Casting have is 1 minute to
Yes.
identify.
Are you doing it as a ritual or as a spell? It's up to you.
Oh, there's a choice?
Yeah, if you cast it as a spell, it takes 1 minute, but you expend the spell slot. If you cast it as a ritual, it takes 1 minute plus 10 minutes, but you don't expend a spell slot.
Am I going to bed after this?
Yeah, you're going to bed anyway.
Alright, I'm going to use that as a spell.
Okay.
Boom. 1 minute.
As you cast Identify, it's not a magical item. You get that it has the essence of an incantation on it. You know that this would probably be something better to do with Detect Magic.
That's not me, so
It's
I'm
not.
sorry.
Yeah.
Shit.
They aren't magical. They're just boots.
Fuck.
You gave me boots.
Are they boots?
That's fine. I'll be back later. I'm gonna need
Alright.
your or Maslin's, probably both of you guys' help. Good night.
Can I ask
And I'll
a-
leave.
I want to ask a question. I'm sorry if it's a stupid question,
Sure.
but do other player characters count as creatures to me?
Oh,
Okay.
I like that question actually.
I just realized something I didn't realize
Yeah.
before. That's okay.
Their creature is the same thing as, the woman who runs the bar or anyone else walking down the
Anything
street.
that's not a construct, basically.
Yeah, essentially.
Good to know.
Okay. All finding your way to night. You awaken in the morning, and already you can hear the sounds of the bustling Guard's End before you. And as we enter into Guard's End, we're going to take a break.
Break time.
Break time! 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whenever you guys get back.
Break time.
Break time.
Down crap and goon.
What?
I have no idea what he just said. Okay.
Crab Ragoon.
Oh, okay.
Crab rangoon.
You all emerge out of the street of the Azure Grove, and it is bustling with various people. You see all sorts of colors and different shapes of people. You see halflings, gnomes, not goblins, gnomes, humans in droves, some elves and other fae-like folk amongst them. You do see, walking down the street, my bad. If only I had a moment to get these in order. Fenran Varric, the Firbolg, supposed lawmaster of the Azure Grove. You see him kind of walking down with this big toothy grin, looking left and right at various people passing by. And as the Azure Way is before you, dozens of stalls line the street. Various people either selling their wares or putting on small performances. You see just down the street the glint of several flashes of light, as it seems from this distance some humanoid figure is juggling daggers. There are tables off to your left filled with various people playing cards, and the smell of freshly cooked meats, even this early in the morning, hits you as all sorts of various fair food of a sort are being created. The street is before you. Any particular direction that draws your attention?
Towards the meats.
Okay.
I second the fair food.
Okay.
Need some of that ye old funnel cake.
Yeet.
Hell yeah.
They have funnel cake. That's a good question.
The ye old turkey legs.
I'm sure they got fat that they can fry bread in.
Probably. As you guys all come together for the smell of fried bread and bread of various forms, as well as meat, you smell a familiar smell to you, Drusk, having just partook a days earlier. You smell the familiar smell of Axebeak, one of the main meals around here. However, before you there are various stalls. As you peruse them, you do see the equivalency of giant bird legs. You see slabs of ribs and all sorts of other fine meats. You see someone spinning together short pieces of bread on a spindle that kind of come out, and at the edges they're frosted with sugar. Just depends what you're looking for.
I will walk up to the purveyor of good meats.
Yeah. There you see a halfling figure just kind of standing there. Oh, well, can I interest you in any of the meats here?
Yes. How much are they?
Well, it depends what you're looking for. If you want one of these turkey legs, it'll be 3 copper pieces, or one of these slabs, it'll be these are some fine ribs from one of our nearby beef. That's going to be around you about 5 copper pieces, but that's a shareable.
Shareable.
I will hand him 3 silver.
Oh,
I want 10 turkey, 10 of those legs.
10? Oh, you have to give me a prep moment. I'll have to prep some, as he kind of like holds the silver and quickly puts it inside of his pocket, and you see him. No, give me one moment, ma'am. And he goes back to make up some more. He does hand you the 3 that he's currently got ready. And
I'll hand him another silver, and I'll say,
"Thank you."
Are you? I appreciate your patronage.
I will start eating the 3 that he has handed me.
I appreciate your patronage.
Still in line.
Yeah, I'm still in line, just eating the 3.
Yeah, you all watch this, by the way. Yeah.
Well, Maslin wanted
bouquet
one, but
of
now he's gonna
turkey
wait a
legs.
couple hours, you know?
No big deal. I'll just starve. It's okay.
I mean, is he gonna have to smoke them the rest? I mean, damn.
No, he's currently got a small cooking station at the back. You see him kind of hustling and bustling, and it's not long until he comes up with a couple more turkey legs. 10 in total.
Damn,
I believe
oh,
the 3 are
Zuckerberg.
already eaten.
I'll hand him the bones, and I'll grab the other 30. Or the other however many.
As you grab the 7 turkey legs, it's like a bundle full for you. You got like your arm
Yeah.
full of these
Dude,
massive.
it's like a bouquet of turkey.
Yeah,
I'm
you
eating.
got a bouquet of turkey legs. You sharing or just all to yourself here?
He's got more if you want some.
I'm just gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat
Walk off into a corner, just
I'm
start
gonna
eating.
eat a normal breakfast.
Okay, it's not hard to find a little bit of bread and a little bit of meat put together to give you sustenance for the morning at least. As Drusk overgorges. Go ahead and take an inspiration point if you don't already have one, Drusk.
I do.
Nobody has inspiration.
Well, some of you still do. At this point, the street's still open to the rest of you. Unless you want some foods, you can move on to different pastures that aren't filled with the smell of meats. There is a couple stalls down. There's a guy selling some leather work of various forms. Someone else selling what seems to be little wooden carvings. And eventually you come across the area that holds a little bit of confectionaries.
You certainly look happy we stayed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down to the confectionaries.
Sure.
I have a question.
Sure.
What is a confectionery?
Like a bakery. Like
Oh, I've never heard it
It's like desserts and treats.
ever. Oh,
I'm interested in the leather goods.
Okay, we'll handle these one at a time. Rox, as you make your way down, the sweetness hits your nose. You see a couple of gnomes all kind of working together to stir this ridiculously huge pot of what appears to be some sort of mixture, including sugars of a form or various syrups. They seem to be serving a collection of different small pies that are person-sized, like personal-sized pies.
My God, the size of a person?
person.
Yes, they're
size
entire
pie.
person-sized. It's rolling down the
pies are
street.
cool.
Make a dexterity check. No, I'm kidding. You see some of them working on like rhubarb pies and honey strudels. You see the spindly confectionery that kind of wraps around in pieces of bread with sugar on the end.
Yeah, I'll do one of those. I'll
Okay.
just point.
It's like one of those ones where you can hold it and pick them off one by one.
Okay, yeah, sure.
yeah.
Sure, that sounds good.
Not hard to net one together for a copper piece.
Pardon?
Not hard to net one together for a copper piece.
Gotcha.
The
copper
small-
piece.
the
I'm
small
assuming
gnome-
I've never had food like this before.
You're aware of treats of a sort, but nothing.
Okay.
Nothing this sweet.
Nothing like this.
Yeah.
All right.
I have something once you're all done with everyone else.
It's okay.
I
I
wanna look
think
for it.
Gardek was interested in the leatherworking.
Yeah, when you're done with her.
Unless you're done, Rox. Unless you're not done, I should say.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So at the leatherwork stall, and y'all are kind of filtering out through the streets as you guys kind of cover both sides. You splitting up and going your different routes. Gardek, you come across a human who's currently in the back, kind of brushing down a final piece of tanned leather. But before him on shelves are leathers of all sorts. And as he sees you, he goes, welcome. I'm Anton. Traveled quite a way with my wares. I'd be curious if you could use any or want any. What? Anyway, what can I get for you? Anything interest you?
Just browsing. What do you have?
What do you have?
What's new?
Well, I have various decorative pieces if you're looking for fashion. I've got some leather-bound books. Currently no writing in them in case you're feeling a bit of an author. If you're looking for some form of protective items, I'm afraid I didn't put them out today, but looking at you, I mean, you could use maybe a good leather pauldron or something else. Tell me, you ever been to Smitherscombe?
I mean, have I?
Yeah, you actually have.
What is it? What do I know about it?
It is the smithing town between Fortune's Crossing and Quilldeep, and it is a center for most of the goods that come into the Breszi Empire. If they need to be smithed of some form, they are usually formed and fashioned there.
Okay.
Well, never mind all that. I've got a collection of wares in front of you if you're interested in any of them. I've got some more decorative pieces like my wood carving friend next door. They're mostly like leather bindings meant to signify things. I could also make something custom. if you're going to be here for a couple days while this this all dies down a little while.
I think I'll just have a browser.
Feel free
Thank
to
you
browse.
for the information.
Yes. Well, hope you enjoy. Zessarin, what is it that you were interested in looking for or doing?
Well, are there any places that sell literatures or any sort of knowledge?
You get the sense, depending on what you're looking for, Genfield may have had some form. Just depends what you were asking for. On this street, you find that the leather worker who Gardak is kind of interfacing with has empty books that could be used for your purposes using enduring parchment and ink. But as the case stands, you're not finding anywhere that's like nobody's set out a library on the street of a sort.
Okay. So I was just making sure it wasn't like someone selling some scrolls or.
No, this is more of a celebration and not much more. This is not like a. This is kind of a celebration of merchants, but not complicated wares or merchandise.
All right.
You may be able to find if you spend a large part of the day, you might find a wandering author giving away some of their tomes or some of their knowledge. You might run into a storyteller, a bard of a sort, who can give you a little bit of secrets. Just depends. DM Aiden doesn't fully understand what you're looking for. Are you looking for arcane scrolls, or are you are you looking for lore-based books?
More scrolls for arcane, basically.
Genfield would be the man to see, probably. You saw his shelves were lined with various books and some scrolls, and he did define that he did have a warehouse. It just depends on what you're looking for.
I may go see him then.
Okay.
Maslin's gonna follow you.
Sure. As the two of you make your way back to Genfield's small little hut with seemingly a warehouse of some sort out back. It's, as you walk in, it's a familiar sight. Even though Garn's End is in full swing, nobody is currently in his establishment, and it's not long until he comes running again. You see the familiar darker-skinned half-elf kind of rushing out, and he looks all excited, and he sees you two, and he perks up a little bit more. Ah, welcome back. What brings you back? You didn't go to the Western Grove today, did you? Garn's End is in full swing.
Yeah, but I'd like to talk to you about any sort of arcane scrolls you may have.
Well, I'm a little bit of a dabbler in the arcane. What the heck is that? I'm a little bit of the dabbler in the arcane myself. Depends what you're looking for. I've got a couple I could run by you. It's just, what are you thinking? Why don't you tell me the incantation you're thinking of, and maybe I can provide.
All right, so out of character.
Yep.
So I can ask for spells that I don't have.
You could ask to see if he has a spell scroll of a spell you do not currently have.
And if I learn that, I can add that spell to my list.
Through the process of inscribing it using the enduring parchment and ink that I gave you at the start of the game, and you can buy.
Yeah.
Yes. It takes time, and
it also costs money to inscribe it, doesn't it?
It does. But that's what the enduring parchment and ink is for. That is your tracking of separating your money from your enduring parchment and ink, which you basically... The enduring parchment and ink is protected against aging and is used with a magical ink alongside it to do the inscriptions of a spell. So you need that paper and ink to do those spells, and that is the cost that you put in. So I believe I gave you each 800 gold pieces worth.
Oh.
Of enduring parchment and ink? I have 300 gold piece worth of...
Never mind. I forgot. I'm sorry. That's Zeridol. Wrong person. 300 gold pieces, probably for both of you, of enduring parchment and ink. It's in your inventory.
Yeah. Do you have that?
Enduring parchment and ink? What kind of enchanter would I be without? Certainly. How much are you looking to buy?
How many do I need for starting a spell in my book?
It is 2 hours to transcribe a scroll or another spell book per level
Okay.
of the spell, and 50 gold pieces worth of enduring parchment and ink.
50. Okay, so I got enough for several spells.
I gave you enough to start with. You'll just have to be
Yeah.
mindful of it as you go on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like use it all in one go.
Yes,
I may grab
has to be a part of your spell
a
list,
spell.
and you can add it to your spell book. Copying that spell includes reproducing the basic form, yada yada. For each level, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold pieces. You, as an evocation wizard, could copy an evocation spell in half that time and half that cost. So if there's an
Okay, so as long as
evocation
it's in my
spell,
school, yeah.
yes, and you, Maslin, with the
Okay.
divination wizard, could as well do that for half the time and half the cost. But that is the cost of the enduring parchment and ink, not the cost of the scrolls. You could also ask him if he has a spell book to copy out of.
Ooh,
He
that's
might-
a good idea.
He might provide more services than just scrolls, but it depends on what you're looking for.
Maybe I'll go for a cantrip though.
You cannot copy cantrips into your spellbook.
I can't. Okay.
You can only know a certain amount of cantrips equal to your requisite class table for wizard,
Okay.
which you get more of it as time goes on. Does anyone want to do anything while the wizards are looking over their potential?
Yeah, you can just come back to us.
I did want to ask if he has any poetry, specifically of James Proust or Franz Kafka.
Poetry in the written word. Well, did you see that little curious gnome in the tavern last night? The one playing the instrument?
I don't directly recall now.
Oh, well, he was a relatively medium-sized gnome and graying hair, and he had a little instrument that he was plucking away on, I think. I passed in at one moment. Your friend was dancing. She got a little crowd going, but I quickly left.
I did not partake in that dancing, but I will have to track him down. You
Wasn't
said
my
a bard?
scene, but if you see him wandering around, that is Ludwig Colbertson, and he might have a little story or something to sell to you. Just depends on, well, depends how much he likes you. Put it that way.
Thank you for the lead.
Yes. Anything of the arcane nature I can provide, or the enchanting nature? Your little lizard folk friend stopped by and, well, you were here. He grabbed some items. I don't know what progress, if any, he's made with them. I am curious to know.
Oh, was that to me?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't recall him mentioning that he hasn't begun anywhere.
Well, do let me know if he makes progress. And let me know when you get back from the Western Grove. I'll be curious to see what you find. So, while the wizards look over their stuff, if they have any desirables, there is still before you, Draku catches your eyes, not only the man juggling daggers down the opposite way of the street, but also the various tables which are set out. Some of them have game wardens there, and some of them do not. It just depends on the game, but there are various games being played at the tables, as well as the small wood carver, who has various carved wooden items. Nobody's really, like, for clarity's sake, this is a celebration festival. Nobody's really hawking short swords around here. You could find some if you really wanted to. Yeah, I think you're muted.
I have a spell when you get the chance.
Sorry, so I understand, but is this like late at night?
No, this is
Early in the morning.
You guys have just
Oh.
begun. The Garn's End is in full swing.
So what are we doing?
I'm currently trying to get us possibly get this
Those two
spell
are back
that
at
we have.
those two are back at Genfields, looking to see if they want to purchase anything arcane related.
I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm ready to move on whenever. Like, if they got stuff they gotta do, let's do it. Like, yeah, do your shit. Let's wait. I mean,
I got a spell.
yeah,
Like
I'm not trying to waste time right now.
Drusk is asleep under a tree with the meat sweats.
That's fair.
I'm excited about the journey ahead.
Is
I'm
there
ready to
a
go.
constipation condition?
No, but
Negative
slow.
3 to squatting.
We won't go there. We won't broach that topic. It's fine.
Alright, I'm gonna ask him, do you have Gust of Wind scroll?
Jeez, let me look up some things.
Second level. Second level evocation Gust of Wind. Evocation.
Well, I would indeed. I'd have to dig for a little while. Yeah, I'd probably have a couple copies of that if you wanted it. I'm guessing you're curious about a price, yeah?
Yeah.
That would probably run you about 100 gold pieces.
100 gold pieces. I bet I can swing that.
Pleasure doing business then. I'll go fetch it. And he starts like rummaging around. You hear multiple boxes and rigmarole being moved around. He provides you with what, as soon as you open and read it, appears to be some arcane process for casting Gust of Wind.
Gust of Wind. So now, so I learned it, and what was that? What I gotta do with my endurance?
You have a scroll currently. It takes both time and, well, it mostly takes time because you already have the Enduring Parchment ink. It takes time to transcribe it into your spellbook. Since it's a second level spell and you're an evocation wizard, it would take you 2 hours.
Okay.
And would cost you 50 gold pieces worth of your Enduring Parchment and ink. Because it's halved, because you're an evocation wizard and that's an evocation spell.
Oh, so I have to now spend another 50 gold on my parchment and ink.
No,
you already have.
So you already have.
Yeah, I already have it, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I have 6 of them, so I just remove one.
I believe I gave them to you in increments worth 50 gold pieces. You may need to manually track it because I didn't prepare for you to purchase spells of your same school. So just go ahead and track it individually. There's a free text box at the bottom of your inventory. You may want to just write there 300 gold pieces worth of Enduring Parchment and ink, or however you want to notate it. And then when you decide to take the 2 hours required, subtract 50 gold from that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it says notes learn spells one quantity and 2 hours per spell's level.
Yes, but that's if you're not having it because you're an evocation wizard and it's an evocation spell.
Okay.
Which in this case, you've just created a fraction that doesn't fit for the 50 gold pieces worth. I'll revisit that out of game.
Alrighty.
At the very least, all sorts of various gambling, people to talk to, places to get involved in on the streets. You still have the Western Grove, some point before you, and the note, yet uninvestigated, or should I say the letter. Unless, Maslin, you had any spells that you were interested in. Okay.
I will, after a little while, I'll wake up from my nap, and I will attempt to find, whoever I find first from the party.
Can be whoever you want to, as far as I'm concerned.
I imagine it's Draco, since he's kind of hanging out near where I bought all the meats.
Yeah.
You think we should head to the Western Grove today?
I'm down for it. I've done about everything I need to do here. It was neat seeing their little festival. That was, good time. But we have to progress.
Yeah, I think it goes on for a week. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's staying here a week, so we might as well get out of here today. Yeah.
I think if we're quick, we can come back and really celebrate.
Sure. Well, yeah. It's not going to take us a week to do this. Fuck yeah. That's a better idea.
Okay. Doesn't take you too long to gather everyone up. Unless anyone had any final business to do.
I'll track down the gnome later.
Okay. You all stand there in the valley of the Azure Grove. It's not a valley per se, but the land does dip around it. And the Western Grove, you're not entirely familiar with. You imagine it's west.
Bet it's west.
Bam! Head rest.
Okay.
Sounds west to me.
You all gather your various items together, making sure, triple checking your stuff, and you start to embark to the west. As you do so, the trees, which were allowed to grow freely but kept in check in the Azure Grove. Here, they're thick. As you get in, it's a good hour of travel into these tree lines. I'll need a marching order from you guys.
Me.
Second.
I'll go
I
second.
don't personally care, just as
Oh,
long as
sorry.
I'm
I'll
at the
go
front.
third. I'll go
Okay.
third.
Not everybody at
I'll take
once.
this.
So Rox is in front.
We're excited, damn it!
I get you. Rox is in front. I heard Gardak as well as Drusk.
I'll go fourth.
Okay.
No one claimed fourth, right? For me? Okay. I didn't hear fourth yet, so.
Okay. We'll put Draco near the rear. I
Sure,
suppose.
wherever I fit in.
Aslan, do you want to be in the middle or near the rear?
Near the rear.
Okay. As you all travel through, the dense forest is kind of hard to get through, and it's a bit of an effort to get through. You'll have to chop at some vines here and there throughout. The sounds of nature picking up as well as it settles in around you. The atmosphere, the various animal calls. Trying to find my one piece of note that's actually important for this.
Guys, I think I hear
Ghosts
ghosts.
here.
Haunted. Forest haunted.
Forest
We're about
haunted.
to get spooked.
As the sounds of the woods, animal calls permeate through, just as well as more of a midday affair, a fog begins to billow off the Venbor Range. It kind of filters in and through the trees. Visibility, it's not that great through here. It's about 20 feet of visibility until it becomes almost unintelligible. As it settles in, whoever's leading Rox, go ahead and make a perception check as you're kind of cutting through the vines here.
Moon's haunted.
As
Okay.
we're walking, I kind of want to just lean back to both Maslin and Zesserin and go,
Hey, out of the two of you guys, who's shiftier on their feet? Who normally dodges more stuff? I got something that can help later.
I mean,
Well, I'm
my
relatively
athletic is
nimble.
not the best.
My dexterity's +4, so.
I do know that Zesserin has the lower armor class of the two, if that's what you're asking.
yeah, that's what I was aiming for. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm a little squishier.
It is a big 9, by the way, DM.
Okay. As you're going through the animal calls, you start to get a sense of not belonging. In fact, Drusk, you're the only person who actually feels like you belong here. That doesn't let you escape the fact that it may be dangerous in these woods, especially at night. As you're moving through, you begin to see something uncanny to everyone. You see various bits of silvered metal embedded in the thick vines and along the floor. Gardak, Draku, Zesserin, go and make history
Someone's been
checks.
here.
Make what checks?
My Empire buddies, go ahead and make history checks.
I rolled natural one.
Ooh.
Zesserin, that's you too,
Fuck,
buddy.
so did
Oh,
I!
that's me?
These are
Yes.
I thought it was.
clearly
You are an
I thought
Empire.
it was a college pupil.
No, you are from the Empire.
You hate to see it.
Oh!
Big 3.
Oh no! I rolled a 1.
Oh my god!
Are you kidding me?
No.
Wow.
Did all three of you roll ones? What the fuck?
None of you paid attention in history class? Come on.
Shut it down!
No,
D&D.
motherfuckers!
Wow.
Rare species of tree that grows metal.
No, I mean, bending down for a moment and looking at it, you pull what is a very rusted, old shield of some form. The emblazoned emblem almost unreadable from the ground here. But as you're traveling through, you get the sense a very large battle happened here once. You're not sure what it is. As you all move together, let me. Fuck. It's not gonna be.
Do you think we should be quiet You think we're in any danger?
With all of our colors and all of our statures, I think we're always in trouble.
I mean, I haven't seen anything yet, but it's never a bad idea.
Are we going quietly?
I can't really sneak, but if you want to try and sneak, we can try. Yeah, but I
I'll
can't
do
guarantee
my
much.
best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's.
At least move cautiously and not be just.
Yeah, let's. I think we
Always
should move
add
a
a
little
down
more
the-
cautiously.
Yeah.
It's going to slow your guys' pace significantly as you're already cutting through vines and various foliage. Now it's causing you to go around and through, wrapping. You all basically keep to each other's backs for fear of losing sight of one another. But go ahead and everybody make stealth checks.
I will cast Pass Without a Trace as well.
Plus
DM.
10 to everybody then.
Woo!
I'm at 22 now.
25.
Wait, this roll for stealth check, right?
Yes.
18.
19.
19.
32.
Jesus.
God damn.
Wow. Yeah. So you
I'm
guys
in my
are
habitat, baby.
you guys are pressing your way through. It's not too long until you come across. It's interesting. Usually you're used to seeing caves, some sort of natural entrance of a sorts. This one literally looks like a hole cut out of the ground.
Go in. Let's jump in.
Okay.
That was dumb.
Geronimo.
And I'll jump in after him.
Okay. As you guys enter in, the cave is damp. Very dark as well. I'm not certain. We have dark vision from everybody but Gardak and Drusk, correct?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have dark vision.
Stick by us. We'll
Okay.
lead you through. It's no big deal.
As
hold
you
my
guys
hand.
as you guys press through, it is a singular path here. There are no variations. All of the walls are covered in a black moss.
Mold.
If that's what you perceive it to be. Do you want to investigate it a little further?
Kind of want to leave now.
We're actually moss, so
As you do make your way, you see various drag marks along the floor, as well as bits of. You actually find a couple silver pieces. I'll say 3, scattered along the floor as you descend down in here. It's also not long until you run across, actually, in this case, a shield Gardak of the Imperial Army. Not the Prime Guard, but the Imperial Army. There are also various bits of clothing, tattered and left amongst the black moss here. All of it mostly molded and stuck together in various forms. Something is relocating things to here. It is still a singular...
Don't like this.
Get
It
ready
is-
for battle.
It is still a singular black black moss strewn path. The ceiling at times in this thin passage, 20 feet and then 80 feet above you, it dips back down and comes back up.
Jesus.
I need you guys to go ahead and make a group perception check, please, as you're all coming through here and looking at the various walls.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, good. I rolled the same number, even with disadvantage.
I did too.
You wouldn't have disadvantage. You just have.
Oh, I just rolled the number. I just rolled.
12.
14.
5.
10.
17.
As you're all making your way through, Gardak, you're moving along, and all of a sudden, a feeling creeps into the back of your mind, and you see the flash of an image of a skull, another flash of rib cages torn open. As it begins to, as you're moving along, you're getting these strange visions flashed into your mind. Draku, you also get similar, very disgusting images flashing through your mind. You see skulls, limbs torn asunder. You see claws and fangs descending in on fresh flesh. As time goes on, unless you guys share this with the group.
I'd probably keep it to my.
I keep it to myself.
As you continue on, Gardak, the images in your head change to that of Agnia. Dead, deceased, on the ground. You see her standing in defense of Jopinscape. Draku, you have a chance to see a city on fire. Your newfound friends slain, torn asunder. These images flash through your mind, tormenting you. Go ahead and both of you make wisdom saving throws, please.
Yeah, I'm rolling ass all night. What is going on?
18.
8.
Gardak, you're keeping strong. These images, you're not certain from where, looking around at the cavern walls, if anything's particular doing this to you, or otherwise. Draku, or should I say, everybody else, turns around and watches as Draku just stops moving. Him at almost the rear of the party, Maslin, you actually bump into him as he completely freezes up.
What's going on back there?
I'm assuming I can't talk.
You can speak falteringly, if you would like.
I don't know what that means.
Hard to form
Broken.
a full sentence.
Not well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I will try to form, I don't know, just some kind of like, I need help. Some like, yeah, just kind of like, something's not right.
What has befallen you?
I don't know.
Hey, buddy, you alright?
No.
He seems to be partially petrified.
Can I cast Identify on him and see if there's a magical spell or anything on him?
You're aware that Identify only works on items, but if you want to, you can try.
Oh, okay. Well, I ain't gonna do
I
it.
will shake him
There's nothing.
increasingly violently.
And I'll just say, no. No.
As you start shaking him, he's just making breathing noises. But about a short while passes, and all of a sudden he's back. You see his faculties return to him.
Good job.
Are you well?
You
Do
did
you
it.
need water?
I mean, I think I'm okay now. Why? That was kind of a weird experience.
What happened?
I don't know. I couldn't really control myself. Something took over me. I think we might be being watched. I think something knows we're here.
Thought that only affected him and not the rest of us.
What were you
It's a good
doing?
point. It's a good point. I have no idea that.
Maslin, a cold settles over your skull from the
Oh my-
top down.
Oh no.
I would say something of this place feels unright and dark. If we would like, I could stop for a moment and try to detect if there's any magic at work here. But I do not know anything of the nature of this.
I think that.
all of us.
I'm not opposed.
Okay, well, that'd be a 10-minute wait.
That's fine. We could wait.
Alright,
I'll keep a watch while we wait.
I'd cast Detect Magic, so if there's any magic being cast within 30 feet, or if there's any magic on any of us,
Okay.
I feel at least a faint aura of it.
We'll get to that.
Oh,
Right.
that's true. They take magic.
As you're standing there, just keeping eyes on the black moss, at the edge of your vision, you think you see a small skittering, and then as soon as it leaves the edge of your vision, it's just one of those like blink and you miss it moments.
Okay.
A coldness crawls up your arm, almost like your blood is receding from your hand.
If I
Maslin,
look at my arm, do I see anything?
standard. It's just fine.
It's coming on all of us.
Cave playing tricks on you, maybe.
Hmm.
Maslin, as you are working away at your detect magic, an image flashes through your mind of a mountain cut away in a concave or a convex manner. Two spires within, both of them burning,
Oh,
ablazing
boy.
against the background. You see an image of a full elf standing on a balcony just before they jump, and the image flashes from your mind. Go ahead and roll a concentration saving throw for me. Just add a constitution saving throw. Roll concentration. Sorry. As you're trying to maintain this ritual spell.
Some dark shit.
I've got a 16.
16. That's enough. You kind of work past the image, knowing that this cave starts playing tricks. It's not long before your detect magic pops off. Taking a look around, nothing seems to be magical at the moment.
I definitely feel watched. I caught a little skittering here and there. Something's not right.
Do we want some light?
Is moss flammable?
One way to find out.
Really?
I will.
Pretty moist.
Fuck me. Work!
Moist.
I will cast Flame Blade.
Okay.
And I will summon a flaming short sword into my hand. So I have bright light for 10 feet, dim light for 10 feet after that.
Okay.
Do I see anything now that I can actually fucking see?
You said bright light for 10, dim light for 10?
Yes.
You don't see anything beyond what your companions are able to
There's some
describe.
there.
Can
However,
I start trying to like cut through the moss?
yeah,
Like, is it like a thick layer? Or...
as you hold it up to the moss, it's I mean, you kind of hold your blade against it, and it starts to seep in. This moss is deep and thick. You see it kind of curling away from the fire. It's not catching a flame per se. However, you all know well enough. There have been no deviations from this black moss-covered path.
Let's keep going then. I think the only way out is in.
Flame blade lasts for a minute, correct?
Lasts for an hour.
Okay, good to know.
Oh, sorry, 10 minutes. It lasts 10 minutes. My
Okay.
mistake.
Alright, we get fucked in 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
No.
Do you need a torch?
When this runs out, I might.
I can give you a torch now. I have 10.
I'll keep doing this.
I have 10.
And I have this right now.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just letting you know this option is available.
I'll take a torch, thank you.
Okay,
I'll
give
put the
him
torch
one
on my belt.
so he can keep it whenever you want.
Yeah. Good to know. Taking the moment amongst you all and passing out your item, you continue on. It's only another 3 or 4 minutes before this black moss begins to ascend. And as it does, a chamber opens in front of you. As you stand in there, more of the same images flash through each of your minds, your worst fears. You remember the words suggested to you by, oh boy, Genfiel, that the soldier who lost his mind said, "Show no fear, show no fear." And as you're all standing here, I need you all to make perception checks.
Do I have disadvantage still?
At this point, with your light, not necessarily. You just might not see as much as your friends.
Okay.
Oh my god. That's
I
not.
got 12.
Big 10.
I have a 9.
10, Daisy.
17.
15.
Okay. You're actually the first to notice it, Draku. You had a 17, right?
So did I.
Okay. You two are the first two to notice it. As this black moss cavern kind of dips and raises in different pieces, just over the edge of one of the pieces of moss, you see 2 beady eyes, slightly reflecting the very bits of light that reflect off of Drusk's sword, and then off of the moisture hanging on the moss, and kind of sparkling the room with various bits of light. And as you see it, it ducks below.
I'll say there's something else here.
I say you guys have a round to prepare. Is there anything you need to do to prepare for this round?
Not particularly, no. I kind of, seeing him and seeing those eyes, I kind of maybe want to hold an apple out in case. I don't know what's going on, because they don't seem to be violent, so who knows.
I want to take a torch from my bag if I can light it off a Drusk flame sword and throw it kind of down the hall so that we have more light.
Well, this is a cavern, so yeah.
Yeah.
But you
so
will,
into
yeah.
the cavern and kind of close to where I saw the thing, so that we can maybe get some more visibility.
As you throw the torch, as it's filtering through the air, as it lands, the light gets a little snuffed because it's kind of landed in a little pool of moisture, but it has a chance to slightly recover. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Okay. Can I say during that I just want to go like 10 feet to the right
Gotcha.
and like 5 feet forward so we're not like so clumped.
Okay, not bad.
Oop, not good.
Old stuff.
But guys, you guys rolled really well in your stealth. Oh, my trees.
Oh my god. It's the third one I've rolled. Well, not rolled that much.
See, it's just.
I
It's just not a good day.
started off really well, and then now lately I've been just awful. I cannot hit anything. All that karma is catching up.
Gardak is a cursed character. I'm killing him off. Fucking hit nothing last session.
We just gotta wait till we're like 8 levels higher. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just 52 more weeks.
Sorry, guys. Had to prep a map that I didn't quite have prepared. So. You all. Drusk, you said about 10 feet to the right, correct?
Yeah, I wanted to be about 10 feet right and about 5 feet more forward than I had originally been.
How's there?
Oh, I'm in a pillar.
I'm in a pillar.
Just gotta tuck you guys into here. I'm assuming our people in the back wanted to stay in the back, right?
God
Yep.
damn, let's roll.
Okay.
This labyrinth shit.
Oh. I was missing. Oops.
It hit it.
That's
Okay. So, sorry for the delay. As we're doing initiative here, I
Would
believe.
you be able to get the camera closer to it? A little far away.
Yeah, DM, I can't see.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry, guys.
That's good.
No, you're good, yeah.
No, I need something better.
Okay, as I believe we're doing initiative, 25 to 20. Anyone?
20.
Oh,
Rocks.
I did roll. You said 25 20?
Yes. 15 to 20?
18.
Don't nobody go at once. 18 from Zesserin.
1 6.
1-8.
Draku. 10 to 15.
11.
11. Nobody else?
Maslin rolled an 8.
So,
2.
Okay. Maslin at 8. And Gardak at 2. Get him out of the way now. That's what I always say about rolling low in initiative. Okay. At the start, that brings us to rocks. Rox, you just barely saw this creature kind of duck back behind the moss, just in front here, as it's kind of behind a low. It's a smaller creature. You, with your 60 feet of dark vision, were able to see it. You can't quite make out exactly what it is yet.
Okay.
What
Can I try to get closer?
Okay. How much closer are we looking to get?
If I can still have some cover, that'd be good. But I would like to be able to see it if I can.
That's 10 feet. You kind of are. You've at least leveled with it now. You can kind of see a large majority of its form. It is.
Okay. So what do I see?
It is a small creature with various barbs and vines coming out of the arms and the back. The face with two beady eyes coming down into a pincer, and its arms, as you see it kind of clap one over the top of the moss, looking like it's coming to get you, has another claw.
Okay.
And as you see it kind of throw this arm up, it's just barbs like a porcupine all up and down. It's got two small antennae, and it just.
All right. From there, I'm gonna throw a javelin at it if I can.
Sure. Because of its size, it'll have half cover, so it'll have a little bit more to its AC unless you wanted to hop up and then throw it.
Yeah, I'll hop up.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
Ooh, ouchie, 9.
9 does not hit.
That's okay.
So as you throw this javelin, unfortunately, it just kind of goes a little wide.
If you will allow it, I would kind of yell back what I see.
Do dwarves get half cover?
Theoretically. You want to yell back what you see? Sure.
Yeah, kind of in a very panicked, startled, porcupine crab thing, pinchers, big scary.
I have a perfect description.
Maslin and Zesserin, go ahead and roll history checks.
History.
I roll a failure.
Oh, look, a nat 20. I am about to learn everything.
What does that bring you
That's
to?
a 24. Give me that good old history.
It's strange. Between the black moss and everything, you had the slightest of ideas. Now you get the full sense these creatures are of the Fey variety. And they will fuck you up. I'll let you use a free action to shout caution.
Alright. These aren't good people.
Was it the milkman?
No, it's the bad milkman. It's not the nice one.
The bad milkman.
Night milkman.
Fight milk?
I'm trying to figure out what I should use to represent the torch. You know what?
Stick?
I'll just use a dice.
Go outside and get a stick.
Toothpick?
I'll say you threw the
Little
torch.
lit can.
So you threw the torch right about there.
A real lit candle. I like that idea.
Okay.
So you've run up just a little bit behind the torch. Does that end your turn, Rox, or do you want to do anything as a bonus action here or move
I
back?
want to hop the fuck back down, please.
Okay.
So in all seriousness, can you point to where the enemy is? Is he not there, or
There
oh,
is
that's
the-
him?
Yep. He is behind that dice. That torch is the dice. Or that dice is the
Small
torch.
dude.
Yes. He's a very small dude. It's a small creature.
Oh, okay.
We'll say
It
that
can't be that harmful.
that dice is
That
the
helps.
torch
That
that
helps.
Rox throws.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you can just barely see him. I mean, he's lit up in there, but... okay, that brings us to Zesserin's turn. Zesserin, you're up. What are you doing?
Oh, boy.
I figured you'd ask, so I'll change it back to the battle, man.
Yeah, I can't see it. Let me get... Who is that up there?
That's Rox. Just moved up in front of all of you.
Let me get to the left of him.
You want to stand directly left of her?
Yep.
Okay. Very well.
Can I see the person?
You can
Can I
just
see the
barely
enemy?
see it. If you get a hop up, it won't have any cover. But at the moment, it's kind of like behind the half cover. You see the same image. You see the creature that you know between the black moss that these are Fey and they're dangerous.
Do I know any sort of weakness they have, or?
I'd say you know they're immune to being frightened.
Okay. Well, it's something.
Balls of steel.
Hmm. So you think that I can't hit it with a cantrip of any type?
You still have movement. You could hop up and it wouldn't have any cover. And you can try to hit it.
It just makes its AC higher. That's
You
all.
can easily hop up, cast your cantrip, and hop back down. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm gonna hop up. I'm gonna cast Firebolt on it.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your attack.
So, home for tag.
Ciao.
Oh, that's a nat 1.
No.
Nice.
As it goes right over it.
The duality of dice.
You throw
I
it
feel
back
your
in your
pain.
pocket.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you send out the
Pretend to
firebolt,
shoot it.
as you send out the firebolt, you see it waft through the bit of flame licking off the torch, but ooh, I almost said the name. The creature ducks behind the small bit of moss that it's currently using as cover.
All right,
That
I'm
is
gonna
your
get
action.
back down and end my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Draku. You are up.
Okay, I'd like to. I'm just making sure I do this correctly.
You can certainly. By the way, you guys can climb and do other things as well. You
Yeah.
don't have to just
Just
move.
I would like to go to. I'd like to go to my north, up onto that high ledge. So I'd probably go north first, and then go to my east, climb up it. Yeah. And
get there.
then. So how what is my looking of the enemy? Like I see him, but like, does he? Do I have a good see? Do I see him well?
He currently has no cover from you.
Oh. Okay, that's expected, but that's okay. Well, fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do Witch Bolt.
Hey!
Nice. I believe
Okay.
that's a saving throw and hits part.
An attack roll.
Oh, okay. Sure. Go ahead and make your attack roll. I didn't really have time to
Okay.
go over your level ups.
You're okay. No, I changed one of them. Oh, only because it was during a long rest.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
That's fine.
That's okay.
Witch Bolt is a concentration spell, is it not?
Yes. And I did awful. I did not.
Okay. So did you? I gotta look up Witch Bolt. I honestly don't know what it does. Do you want to read the spell to me, or I'll look it up?
Sure. A beam of crackling blue energy lances out towards a creature with range, forming a substantial arc of lightning between you and the target. Make a range attack spell against that creature. On hit, the target takes 1d12 lightning damage, and on each of your turns for the duration, you can use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatically. Spell ends if you use your action to do anything else. The spell also ends if the target is ever outside the spell's range or if the total cover from you. And then I do more damage based on if it's second level or.
So you ended up missing, didn't you? What'd you roll?
Probably it was a 3 plus 6, so 9.
That does
Yeah,
miss,
so it was
unfortunately.
that's fair. No, I rolled awful. So
Go ahead and mark off your spell.
I did.
That is your action, I believe. Did you want to spend
Correct.
a bonus action to do anything?
I honestly don't think there's anything to do. So no, I'm gonna go say no. I'm just gonna hold. Well, can I use my Can I hold? Can I use my bonus action to hold like a blast if he moves?
No,
Or is it gonna be
unfortunately,
an
it's an action to. You have to
Fair
hold
enough.
an Eldritch
No, it's
Blast
okay.
action.
I can deal with that.
That brings us to the creature's turn, who is going to move about 15 feet back, and as it does, you watch as it fizzles out of sight from you guys. You quite literally, Rox, you with dark vision, you watch it back up, and then just, and it's gone. There's a puff of like black smoke, and it is gone from your vision.
Fucking fury.
Sneaky boy.
Okay, so are we just?
You're
There's
still in
nothing else.
You're still in initiative order.
Oh
Uh-huh.
no. Oh no. Who's this?
Just at the back, you see another one take its place.
A new challenger.
coming out everywhere.
If I can see this, and if you'll allow it, I would yell to the group any of them that I see that are kind of out of their range.
Okay. I mean, everybody's got a general sense of where they're at, enough to make
Okay.
combat
Cool,
maneuvers
cool,
on. But as they all come out, this one should have had.
It's getting get right up next to me.
Yeah, as it sneaks in from the side, you barely seeing it. Zessarin, it is going to go ahead and make an attack at you. That is a 12 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. That's lucky.
And I hit the
So as
squishy
it
wizard
as
boy.
it comes in, you see the mandibles and the claws come at you, and it snaps out, but you just dodge out of the way.
You dodge it.
You dodge it. Okay, that ends their go, as they're just kind of maneuvering. I'm actually going to have this one go down here. As they're just kind of maneuvering. Rocks, you do know that it moved over there, however. And if you guys need the map rotated, let me know. At any rate, that ends their go, and brings us to Drusk, with Maslin on deck.
Yeah. I want to run up next to the one that just took the swipe at Zessarin.
Put you about there, or do you want to be in front, like you want to be here instead?
No, I kind of want to run and kind of press up behind it, hoping to be in like a blind spot or something. You know, I'm carrying a fucking flaming sword.
More or less.
Yeah, and I'll say I'll just take a swipe at it.
Sure. Go and roll your attack.
That's a 22.
22 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, not great. 8 points of fire damage.
Nice. So as you watch Zessarin as he runs up with a flaming sword in his hand, it recoils from the light as these mandibles click together, and he comes up and slashes it straight up the abdomen. Good chunk, but it's still there, still standing. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's about it.
Okay. That brings us to Maslin's go. Maslin, you are currently next to it, and have started your turn there. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
All right. I got a 16
Oh, I'm
plus
sorry.
something.
I got the two wizards mixed up. Sorry. Maslin, you're not next to it. You don't have to roll wisdom. What would you like to do?
Okay.
I feel like I'm going to do
Well, I'm
that
gonna
the whole
cast
campaign.
magic missile, but I just launched one of my D4s under my fucking computer, so.
It's okay. You can just roll the d4 twice.
There we go. All right. So. 4. So 12 points of damage total.
Okay. A familiar sight to all of you. Maslin kind of throws an arcane sigil up and shoots out magic missiles, and they strike this mandibuled creature. Still standing. Looks tough. Looks tough. That brings us to Gardak's turn. If you're done, Maslin.
Yes, I'm done.
Gardak, you are up. What would you like to do?
Can I get close enough to make a melee attack? Okay, I can't.
Yeah, you definitely can. You want to just get up here?
Okay.
Surround this boy.
Oh, boy.
Go ahead and make your strike.
Okay, I'll hit with the lots of sword. It's 22.
22 hits.
Uh, 7 points.
7. Okay. You're striking away at this creature. It's looking pretty hurt, but still there. I mean, it's, it kind of dodges out of the way. It takes its claw, and your longsword passes through its shoulder, but it kind of mid thrust with a sword just kind of bashes it away. It's a tough little chitinous bastard. Did you want to bonus action your new item that you have?
Yeah, I sure would.
Go ahead. Nobody's in the firing line, so.
All right. That's 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
All right.
And roll your damage.
Oh, fuck. This is the dice I lost. 8 points.
8.
Mhm.
Nice. Okay.
Did you just sneeze on my dice?
You all watch a familiar sight. You might not want to put that dice away if you're going to be using it a lot. You all watch a familiar sight as Gardak, now after practicing in the magic shop, kind of focuses his shield, and these bright beams of light shoot out from the front of it and pierce multiple spots on this little creature. It's still alive.
Oh no.
That brings us to back up to Rocks. Rocks,
Okay.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alrighty. Okay. 16.
16 does succeed.
Okay.
What are you doing on this turn?
I'm pretty up close by it, right?
You'd have to circle around. It's currently over here. So you'd have to go up and around Zesser in here.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to charge in after the other ones that you've seen.
No, just whatever one it was just recently hit.
Yeah.
Rage, Reckless.
Okay.
Okay. That's cocked. That's not any better. 11.
11 on a Reckless?
Swear to God. Oh, Reckless. No, you're right. Advantage. Okay, still not any better. 14.
14. As you come down, it's currently harried, and it sees you looming over at the torchlight behind you. Unfortunately, it reaches up a claw and like parries your great axe as it comes in.
That's okay. I will stay where I am.
But it is thoroughly surrounded. Okay. That ends your go. That brings us to Zesserin. Zesserin, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. $11.
11 does succeed. What are you doing on your turn? You are standing You are standing right next to one of these creatures.
Okay,
You
I can't
see-
use any sort of cantrip though.
You
It
see
was-
with your dark vision another one right here. If you threw a cantrip at it, it would be a disadvantage.
Okay. Well, then that means I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a good old stabby stab with my new little dagger I got.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Does the attack get advantage because he's flanking?
Yep. Sure would be. Good call.
Oh, so bad on attack. Thank God too, because I needed it. 7.
7. This creature's small and quick. As you go to strike out at it with a dagger, it kind of jumps and bounces a little bit off the wall, just going over your strike. That is your action. Would you like to do anything else as a bonus action here?
I got nothing I can really do.
Okay. You could always move away from it, but would get an attack of opportunity on you.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
Throughout all this, I will say, you see in the light of Drusk's flame sword, it's a little uncomfortable, but that's not stopping its abilities to dodge your guys' attacks. Okay. If that ends Zesserin's turn, it is Draku. Draku, you have a pretty good eyesight on this one here, as well as the one that everybody's messing up. You know that one darted down here behind the rock at you. But currently you don't have a line of sight on him. You'd have to move forward. You're muted, Dylan.
Right, no, I know. Yeah, so I guess the one that everyone's been messing up, I want to do a net blast out of him.
Okay. Yeah, he's currently surrounded. You've got a pretty good vantage point. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Oh my god. 14.
14. Jeez. 14 does not hit. So as you send out this blast, you're trying not to hit all your allies just crowded around it, and unfortunately your blast just strikes the black moss rock. Currently No effect.
Um,
That is your action.
at this point, I'm just gonna hold off.
Okay. That brings us to their turns. The one that's in the center of all of you guys is going to action disengage. Oh no. Miniatures. No. You guys all like have a moment where you think you've got an opportunity to strike at him, but unfortunately it just kind of darts out and under some of your strikes. It fucks off behind some black moss. It looks really hurt, but hasn't died yet. The others... He's actually going to shadow shift. Draku, you watch as one clambers over the rock at you.
Sorry.
And it comes up next to you, and the other one, actually, you just watch one apparate on the edge of the black moss rock. It just right in front of you. As these two are now around you, they're both going to take strikes at you. Wow. Okay. One is an 8 to hit, which I don't believe hits. That one's cocked, but I would have liked that natural 20. That one is a 16 to hit.
Oh, that does hit.
Okay. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
You're an awful night.
What?
What's the big thing happening?
12.
12. As it strikes
I'm
out,
sure I failed.
as it strikes out, are you doing 7 points of slashing damage? At this moment, you feel an almost unnatural freezing coming through your arm, and you just managed to shake it off. You managed to resist the effect. However, the two have swarmed in around you. This one.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna full send.
Rox, as you're currently looking after the one that got away around the corner, you see a little bit of distinctive features. What little bit you see coming back around the corner, the other one who quite literally teleported away on you.
Okay.
And he's coming back for seconds.
Okay.
That ends their go. I'm actually gonna. I'll tell you that he kind of comes around and starts getting shifty on his feet. That ends their go. Drusk, you are up.
All right, we're gonna full send this bitch. I would like to follow the one that ran from us around the corner.
If you wanted to, you could get right next to him.
Yep,
Okay.
that's the plan. Bonus action, Hungry Jaws.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your strike.
17.
17 does hit.
Okay. Fuck me. He takes 3 points of piercing damage.
Big 3.
3 is enough. So, as you strike out with your jaws and clench down, you hear it like chatter out of life. And it's at this moment that you're currently enemy-less. There's another one over here. You've moved. That's about all your movement so far, unless you wanted to do something else.
I'll hold my flame blade in case anyone gets near me.
Okay. Very well. That ends your go. And
Also, just so you're tracking, Hungry Jaws did give me 4 temp HP.
Yep.
So.
No, I trust you to track that on your own. That brings us to Maslin's turn. Maslin, you're currently back over here. In the back.
Okay.
At the moment,
So,
you see
the
just over the edge of the rock, 2 of them harassing Draku.
All right. So, starting on the occupied square of the one that's furthest south, and then traveling directly north of that, but then taking a western turn, I want to cast Web on those 3 5-foot squares, and then another 5-foot square ahead of where that ends. So I want to curve around Draku with the spell. And I want to layer webbing around those 4 spots of land.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Well, below each of these creatures, I would just take some string out of my hands and start to spread it across my fingers and then hold it and chant an incantation. And at which point in time, the floor would just start to get less mossy and more webby and become thickened layers of it, standing about 5 foot high, or 4 foot high, I think.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot cube. So if you didn't want to hit Draku, you'd have to like put it at the back of the platform. But I would say just for funness sake, it's doable. Starts his turn in the webs, or that enters him during his turn, needs to make a dex saving throw. Okay, gotcha. Good to know. Yeah, so Draku, you watch as these various webbing copulates in front of you, and it all just kind of drops to the floor and wraps around these 2 creatures in front of you. You currently not affected by it though, just barely.
Loving it.
It's kind of molded and sculpted around you. Okay, that is your action, Maslin. Would you like to move anywhere?
I really think I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. That ends your go, and brings us to Gardak. Gardak, you are back up. Currently, no hostiles on the floor, on the ground with you, as they both run around the corner. But you did see Drusk run out this direction. So it just depends on what you want to do here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would have seen it take off.
Yeah, you did.
Follow it, so I'll do the same thing and take off after it.
I'll say it's 25 feet of your movement until you look to your left and you see Drusk just there with one of them in its jaws, completely deceased. However, you do see directly in front of you as you approached, now with your dark vision finally, or your lack of dark vision finally, you do see another creature directly in front of you, and you do have 5 more feet of movement. You could get into melee with it if you wanted.
Okay, then yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. So you are up on it. Would you like to make a strike?
I would, yes.
Roll your strike.
Question, DM. I know you said he got shifty on his feet. Was he dodging? Or?
I forgot it. Yeah, it would be a disadvantage, Gardak, because he was dodging.
Okay.
I really keep forgetting that kind of stuff.
No, I just didn't know if he was doing that or holding action.
You hate to see it. Alright.
Oh, no.
I rolled a natural 20 a second.
So, instead of 19 total then?
Yeah.
That does hit. However, it's not the crit. Sorry.
What?
I thought you rolled a 19 and a 20. It's a disadvantage?
So I rolled a 13 and then I rolled a 20.
Okay.
The 13 was my lower. 19.
Okay, that's 13 with your stuff added in?
13 plus 6.
Okay,
My straight roll is 13.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay.
This is the one that is actually not that.
Ooh! 12.
12. Nice. Okay. That is your action. You still have a bonus action.
Yes. I want to use my shield.
Cool. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Is this one also at disadvantage?
Yeah, it would be, because he's dodging for the duration of his turn.
Okay, that one's big 8.
A big 8 doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Alright.
Brings us back up to the top with rocks. Zesser, and you're on deck.
My turn? Sorry?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I want to get up on the platform. Get the one on the platform, please.
Are you going over here?
Yeah. Can I make it there?
I would say between these 2 platforms, there's a 5-foot gap. Go ahead and make an athletics check, just to see if you can, like, jump and duck and roll.
That's a natural 20 plus 9.
Woo!
Is it? Okay, 6. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
26.
You all watch as Rocks, douche, 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 runs and jumps across this small little gap. She doesn't quite make it, but her back, she like puts her back first, lands, rolls, and jumps up to her feet, ready to go. There are 2 of them right next to you, in front of Draku, and they're currently harassing the heck out of him. What are you doing?
Yes, I would like to whack
Okay.
Rage Reckless, please.
Back to Reckless then.
Oh, okay. 18 plus 6, I think.
Yeah, that is.
Okie dokie. Oh, 12 plus 6, so 18.
Man, you hit like a truck. All right.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to do, crazy lady who murders everything I put out here?
I think I'm good for right now. I'll just
All
stay
right.
right there.
That brings us to Zestrin with Draku on deck.
All right. What's that one? Is that someone in that little corridor space?
There is one in front of Gardak here, and the 2 are harassing Draku, but Rox has just jumped up there.
Let me jump up onto this platform.
Okay, it's gonna be kind of tight to try to get through here. Do you want to try to follow the same route that Rox did by jumping, or do you want to climb up?
Nah, probably. I wouldn't be able to really catch anything up there. They're probably all 2 in my way. So I'm gonna go for the guy up there, the single person, all the way up there.
You talking about this guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you've got a pretty good sideline on him over this torch. Gardak's currently standing there. What are you doing?
I'll probably cast a firebolt at him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Yeah. Alrighty. That is a 22 to hit.
22 does hit.
Alrighty.
And roll your
My
damage.
2.
Alright. Damage is damage, man. Against these guys. So as you reach out and put together an arcane sigil, a bolt of fire shoots out. Gardak, you standing there, it just gets struck on the side. As it kind of chitters with its chitinous form. Does that end your go? Or do you want to use bonus action for anything?
Yeah, that ends my go.
Okay. Draku, you are up. There are the 2 on the rock next to you. I need you to make 2 wisdom saving throws.
Oh, so first one was natural 20. I somehow rolled another natural. I'm not gonna.
All right. What are you doing on your turn here?
Wow. Okay. I did not expect that to happen. I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself,
Okay.
and then it's pretty much it. So I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay. Yeah, you pull out a small piece of leather and run it down your arm, and this barrier of armor comes up over you. Okay, nicely done. Make sure you change your AC for that. That brings us to... There it goes.
It's just... Yes. It's my AC plus that, right?
It's your dex. Your base AC becomes 13 plus your dex. I believe.
Got
Mage
it.
Armor.
So, on their turn, the 2 that I cast web on are both gonna have to make dexterity saves or else they'll be restrained.
You're right.
And the one that's closest to me, I was going to use my portents on to make it roll a 6.
Okay. What is your DC for web?
13.
13. That does succeed. I should
Hell
say
yeah.
it fails. So yeah, as you've put this web over it, it's currently unable to break through. The other one next to it is going to go ahead and make... Okay, that one rolls a unnatural 20. So it currently is able to resist your web of being restrained. The one that is restrained is going to go ahead and make a strike at Draku with disadvantage. Oh boy. Both of those were 13s. Plus 4 brings us to 17. Or, I'm sorry. 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 17.
Yeah, then they hit.
Okay. Well, only the one. It's just one attack, but they rolled double 13s. That is... 1... Wow, that's terrible. 5 points of slashing damage. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Easy. What?
17.
17 does succeed. The second one, who is next to you as well, not entangled. That's actually going to make a strike out at Rox, who just struck it with Reckless, so it gets advantage. That is a natural 20.
Oof. Okay.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw while I roll this.
Ouchie.
13 points of slashing damage, reduced to half because you're raging. So I
Okay.
believe that's 6.
My con save
7.
was 11.
Yeah, because we round up. Jeez. I was gonna get that wrong.
That's fine.
11 does succeed. Okay, that ends their 2 goes. The third one is going to take a strike at Gardak. Gardak, that is a 10 to hit. Probably
No.
hits. Okie doke. That
I
ends...
want to use riposte, though.
You want to use a what?
Riposte, I don't know how you say it.
Oh, that's right, because you're a battle master. Yeah, go ahead and make a strike.
Alright.
I will say after the first ones go, even though Maslin, you did restrain it, it currently still has its ability to teleport in darkness. So it's
Oh, fuck.
Alright. That's 24.
24 does hit. It's okay, Maslin, because if it starts its turn there, it still has to roll a saving throw. So you could easily mess up the other one who can't teleport. What'd you get, Gardak?
So I got 5 plus. Do I not have it? There it is. 12 points.
12 points. Nice. Yeah, you dig in with your blade after it misses you, and you get a pretty good strike in on it. That ends their go and your reaction. That does bring us to Drusk with Maslin on deck.
I'll run up to the one nearest and I'll take a swing at it.
Sure. You are within 5 feet of it.
Good pose.
20-something, 23, I think.
It hits. Don't worry. Just go ahead and roll your damage there. Still got that flame tongue sword up.
10 points of fire damage.
Okay. Nicely done. As you reach out with your flame tongue sword, or your flame sword, and strike it across the back, it's hurt, but not quite. That brings us to Maslin with Gardak on deck.
The platform directly to my east, if I jump up on that, will I have a good line of sight on the one that's still in combat there?
I would say he has half cover if you went here. He'd be a little bit harder to hit. You could instead beeline for it and try to climb up if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say you'd be smart enough to at least jump on this square so that it's a little easier. Go ahead and make an athletics check to pull yourself up without losing movement.
Okay. I got a 15 total.
15's enough. You hop up.
All right.
It is before you in this webbing mess. Currently not restrained, but it's there nonetheless.
Well, I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb at it at level 2, and I'm going to use my Portents of 16 on it to
Sure.
range touch attack.
It's just a range attack, but yeah, it hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. What kind of damage are you making?
Oh, Thunder.
Okay. Should be 4d8, I think.
29.
God,
Holy shit, man.
what a hit. Okay.
Well, it's the last time I can do that today, so at
Right.
least at level 2.
Until we take a short rest.
Yeah, I would say got one more slot in there.
Yeah, so you all watch as Maslin kind of just gets himself over the top. pulls out a diamond just over his shoulder as he's like still trying to get up off the floor. Just sends out this beam, focusing it through a diamond crystal, and it just rakes up this thing's back and tears it asunder. It is no more.
I'm gonna start concentrating on web at this point too, and the web's just gonna kind of fade away.
Yeah, you dropping it, you all watch as it kind of like melts into the moss, and then very shortly, within a matter of seconds, it's gone. Nicely done, man. Nicely done. Gardek, that does bring it to your turn. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please, at the start.
Did
you say 7 or
11?
11 succeeds. What are you doing on your turn?
I guess attack the one in front of me.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Nat 20, baby!
Yes!
Roll your damage.
Love it.
Alright, 18.
18's enough. As you strike out at it, it has no chance as you carve through its center abdomen. You still have your movement, and the one is over here. You could probably get across the way a decent amount before... Or you can stay where you're at. It's up to you.
Yeah, I want to move up to it.
Okay.
So I can use my bonus action to make sure.
Yeah. 30 will get you there. So you're next to it if you want to use bonus action.
Yeah, I do. Alright.
Yeah.
16.
16 does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Against the last one here.
7 points.
7. Okay. Nicely done. That is a heck of a turn. That brings us to the top and Rox. Rox, you currently... It did teleport away, but you've got eyes on it.
Okay.
Just over
it's
here.
on the pillar that's kind of like adjacent, right?
It's just over here, Jason, across from you.
I can make it over there, right?
It's a good 10 feet gap. I'd say if you backed up and did a running jump, give it a little athletics. You have advantage because you're raging.
Pardon?
You have advantage because you're raging.
I would like to rage, reckless, run, jump, and bring my axe down on it if I can.
Yeah, backing up 5.
That's some fucking flair.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your athletics check.
Okay, athletics advantage. It's an 18 plus 6.
So you guys all watch as Rox just kind of backs up, and Draco, you think for a second she's going to back up and run into you. She's currently raging. But instead, she just jumps across this valley and brings down the axe as she goes and lands in the center of it. Unless you wanted to jump on the other side of it or something. But you still get your strike.
I wanted to jump and bring my axe down on the thing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Roll your attack. At advantage, because I guess you're going reckless.
That's an nat 20.
Woo!
And roll up some damage here.
Okie dokie.
1d12 doubled.
Doubled plus 6, right?
And then add another d12. So 16 plus 6, 22, whatever that is.
Hold on. Sorry.
No, it's 8 doubled.
No, it's 8
1d12.
doubled? Okay.
Which was 8.
Yeah.
Doubled. So 16.
16.
Plus
4,
6.
Or plus 6.
Plus whatever that was.
That was 3. So 22, 25.
25. Unfortunately, not enough to kill it, but you have took a significant chunk out of it. It is currently, its eyes are darting around. It doesn't have any ability to teleport away or get away from either of you as Rox and Gardak both close in on it. That brings us, if you're done, unless you have a bonus action.
I think that's all I got.
Mm-hmm.
That brings us
Yeah,
over to
I'm good.
Zesserin. Zesserin, you managed to watch rocks just jump across this valley. You have a clear sightline on this little guy, and he is not looking good.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and make an attack on him.
Sure.
Use Scorching Ray.
Oh, go ahead and roll 3 strikes.
That's 3 attacks.
3
Yep.
beams. Go ahead and roll your
All
3
add up.
attacks.
All right. Well, I rolled once. That is a 13.
13, unfortunately, that beam goes wide. Roll for your 2 more.
22.
22 hits. Go ahead and roll your 3rd attack to see if you hit with that as well.
That is a 19.
19 hits. Let's go ahead and
So I
roll,
got 2 beamy boys at him.
roll the damage for the 2 beams.
Beamy boy.
And that's
4d6
2d6 per one.
Yes, that's 46.
Yep.
Seven points on the first beam.
Okay.
Five points on the second beam.
That's enough. I need you to flare your finish.
Yeah.
How do you want these beams to burn it alive?
Yeah, really just I toss these 2 burning beams at him, and it just sears him into a nice crispy boy.
Yeah. As they burn over him, Gardak and Rox, you both have an opportunity to watch this small chitinous creature burn from within, its little bits of almost armored plating dropping off. For the moment, the Black Moss Cavern seems empty. Well,
Are we, everyone all right?
Yeah. That's a
I'm
very
doing
little
fine.
damage. I'm doing great. Everybody did a fantastic job.
Do we need to take a rest or?
We can. I could use it.
Sure.
All right.
All right, we'll take a short rest.
okie doke. Spending the requisite hour in this dark, mossy cave. It's not the greatest.
Together.
but- Yeah.
Together.
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 You have the opportunity of doing your arcane recovery if you're a wizard, or rolling hit dice if you've managed to been scraped by the creatures, which did exceedingly poorly. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta stop doing so good, or else it's gonna throw heavier shit at us, guys.
Every combat encounter is a learning experience for me, so I'll take it in
I
stride.
will.
You're doing great.
I will meditate on nature and kind of just enjoy the damp moss, as weird as it is, and use natural recovery.
I'm gonna check on my backpack since I did that little back roll there for a second.
Yeah.
Make sure everything's all cool. Ouch!
So, all right, this is just kind of ridiculous, but I just realized that it said mage armor. It lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Do I still like have it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You look so
I'm
excited.
so happy.
That is ridiculous, but okay.
Yeah. It's like the mage. It's like the mage's work clothing.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I
Put it
love
on for 8 hours, makes you a little tougher.
The duration stunned me.
Yeah. You can cast it on others, by the way. It just
I know.
you have to be
I'm aware,
mindful
yeah.
because their base AC becomes 13 plus their dex, so
Right.
you might not be doing like Rox or Gardak any favors.
Right.
casting that
Any
on them.
other like mage or something, but yeah.
Yeah. As long as their base AC is lower than 13, it does something. Okay.
Mine is 30.
Spending your hour and then traversing back way through the moss, you can actually see after these creatures have been killed, the moss begins to kind of wilt, some of the moisture falling out of it, and as you eventually make your way to the opening in the ground, you can see the little bits of the opening ever so perceptibly are slowly closing in. The dirt is slowly moving to recorporulate the cavern that is now unsustained.
Damn.
Was there
So we need to
anything
get out of
on
here.
those corpses?
Looking them over, you saw nothing more than their chitinous forms. If you want to look at them a little closer and see any information you may be able to discern from them now that they're not darting around the room, you can if you want.
Okay. So we're still down in the cave, correct?
Sure. If you guys, I kind of moved you a little quick, so yeah, you're still down in the cave. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Is there any other entrances or exits or anything else down here of use or?
No.
Okay.
And as you see the cave, as you see the Black Moss Cave wilting, I mean, there's various corpses and shields and swords of Imperial Guard. Nothing strikes out at you as important equipment. If you want to grab a couple shields and a short sword, you can.
Okay.
But most of the creatures that were dragged here were either killed or you're not quite sure.
Do we know what these things are officially?
Not with those rolls when you start combat. Go ahead and make a investigation check.
Me?
Fox, since you're asking. Somebody else wants to give me context for why they might know, let me know.
You said investigation?
Yeah.
With an 18 for me.
Okay.
If you don't think that's enough, I have another idea.
When you first saw them, I believe you were the one who rolled a 24 or something. When you first saw them, you immediately knew that they were Fae and they were dangerous. You heard tales about them amongst the Kith.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking further back, you realize these are mean locks. That's what they're referred to. These creatures drive themselves and appear in places that are connected to nature and full of fear. Fear quite literally spawns these creatures in the prime material plane, and when it does, sometimes it spawns a layer, of which the influence of their presence spawns a layer, and it is a layer that is only upheld by their presence. You also know that if they had gotten their claws on all of you, they would have transformed you into them. There are many swords. There are many swords and shields here. Only 4 of the creatures you found so far.
Huh. Can I try to count up the estimated amount that I think there might be?
As far as swords and shields scattered around, because you know mean locks, I will describe that they are spawned by fear, or through a process can create more of them themselves, I should say.
Okay. So then there's no really
looking at all of the swords and shields, you're not familiar with the typical outfit and kit of the Prime Guard, or not the Prime Guard. Sorry, the Imperial Guard. There's a difference. The Imperial Guard, you're not sure if they carry both a long sword and a short sword, or a great sword and a long sword. You see various swords, a number of shields, unsimilar to Gardack's kit. They're not of the bronze of the Prime Guard, or whatever it is that Gardack may or may not be. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of swords in here, a lot of refuse and other stuff, but you also gather that these creatures need to eat. So,
right.
Some people may have been changed. Some people may have needed to eat.
Okay. I would share my thoughts with the others so that they know as well.
All right.
So do we need to explore for more? Or do we think that's it?
Or it could be either. It's up to y'all.
I think we should head topside at least.
Sure. Good out. Going on.
Okay. Sorry for jumping the gun.
No.
Making your way back through the singular pathway that is their lair. You do come back to the entrance, and as I described, you see the cutaway in the base forest floor that this was. You see that cutaway slowly sealing up, ever so slightly.
Great.
As it looks like their influence no longer exists, and it is and nature is retaking what they have damaged.
But we're already out, right?
You are out, yes.
Cool.
Takes a number of days for that to happen. as you all stand there in the western grove with the thick vines and trees and the fog seeping in from the Venmore Range around you, that is where we'll pick up next session.
Sure.
Nicely done with that combat, guys. They were, well, I thought that would be tougher, but lesson learned. You guys didn't fail a single saving throw.
I got lucky because I rolled bad on all of my attacks, but the saving rolls I rolled well on. So like, whatever.
Next time we're gonna fail on every saving throw.
Right, 2 20s in a roll and
It's okay.
no successes on.
I learned lessons, and you also got to account for the dice being good. So, you guys did well. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
A little bit of a... I'm still trying to figure out what it is that you guys do like and what it is you don't like to do. So I figured I'd throw a festival at you, see if anyone was interested.
I thought it was fun. I liked it.
It was interesting.
Yeah, I'm all about it. No, there's nothing wrong with what you did.
Okay.
I mean, festivals are great. Moslem's just a quieter type, you know?
Well, good news is, it does go on for a week. So,
We'll be back. We'll be back.
completely
I can
depends.
inquire if there's a fight pit.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe there's a tournament. It's a festival. Who knows?
Yeah.
Dude, no, I'm backing you up 100%. We're doing.
Yeah.
You'll fight. I will bet.
I was about to say two's enough to tango. There's a fight pit there.
You'll back me up with your money.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I think I already know how that's gonna go, and I won't say anything, but that'll be funny. Okay. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, man. That was
Thank
good.
you.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
All right.
Till next.
Good shit.
We'll see where you pick up in the middle of the Western Grove.
Oh,
That'll be very fun.